Okay, here we go. All right. What is up, guys? We are coming back at you with week 2 of the power rankings for season 4 of PDL. But like you can guess, I am not alone. I have once again in the call with me Matt. Say hi.
Yo,
And Sean is also here.
If you
Sean.
said me, I'm here. You lagged a bit,
Oh,
so I don't
okay.
know.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
did say
feel like
Sean.
you're lagging like a half a second to a second
Oh,
of
that's
your
fine.
sentence. So I'm
Whatever.
hearing I'm hearing the majority of it though.
Oh well. But yeah, Mark decided not to continue doing power rankings. It's his choice. I'm not gonna knock him for it. But anyway, so you'll have the three of us here as well. Steven said he was possibly interested, but might pop in later as he's not quite available yet. Matt, you can just tell Steven to like jump in whenever he wants. Really,
Yeah,
just tell
I'll
him.
text him that.
Yeah, just tell him it's in like the. We made a chat room in the Discord server, so
Yeah,
he can pop in. But yeah, so just as a quick reminder, as you can
but
see on
he did make a power ranking, so he
he
has
he
his.
did? Okay.
So I can worst case I can get him to message it to you. We'll have four power rankings for
I
the
guess.
week.
I guess. Um but yeah, so right now as you can see on screen, we have a quick reminder of what the power rankings were from last season or sorry, from last week. Yeah, we obviously a few things have changed because like we started doing power rankings before a game was played. So there's probably going to be some pretty big rises. I actually have most of the teams fell. I'll be completely honest. Or like there wasn't really a lot of shifts. Like
Oh
I don't know.
really?
Yeah, like
I
there
have
was.
I have some I have four people that shifted by like five or more spots.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of people that are like that too. But yeah, so without further ado, shall we just get into this?
Sounds good to me.
All right, Sean, are you ready?
I'm gonna say I took a lot more time to do it this week than last week.
I kind of
So
did
I
too.
feel like this one will be better on my end
I'm
because
hoping
I
so
have
too.
more stuff to talk about.
Okay, so starting at 16, I kind of hope we all have the same person. I think we all kind of agreed with it. But
Yeah.
I have Drew at 16.
Yeah. Can I talk about him first? Just because I
Yeah,
want to
sure.
say something.
So to be clear,
Um, so
everyone has Drew in number 16.
yeah,
Just to be clear.
yeah, I have 16, but I
Okay.
want to talk about it first, just because
Yeah,
I'm the one
sure.
that introduced him to the league. Um, there was a single play in that battle. If you go back to it, it's going to be Metacham versus Tornadus. He has I, not T, right?
Yeah, he has Tornado Eye.
Okay,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think he
he's
has
got
Tornadus
eye.
Eye, right? Yeah. So there's a specific play there where Tornadus Eye got outsped by Mega Metacham, which is base 100, where Tornadus Eye is at least 111. So once I saw that, I'm like, maybe he's not understanding IVs and EVs and stuff like that. So he sent me his team,
Oh shit.
and it was he put EVs in every stat, and there was no nature. And then I don't think I explained it to him properly of what they are. That being said, he's been playing the past two games with not knowing what IVs are. So I hope that or EVs. So I hope this next game will be like my real look at him because he's kind of been playing handicapped the past two games.
That's fair
If that makes
enough.
sense.
Yeah.
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 So I feel like because he's minus 10 and 0 and 2, he kind of has to go 16. But I mean, I feel like there is going to be a lot of room for improvement because I've helped him. I helped him talk about what EVs and IVs are. So I feel like next week he'll be a lot better off.
Right. I have to say we got some insider information thanks to Matt, and I'm sorry, Drew, but those sets were not good, like at all. Those sets were just it. It honestly, it kind of hurt my soul to see that there was special attack investment on a Mega Scizor, which shouldn't have special attack investment on it anyways. But then there also just wasn't special moves. Like those were literally like 124 wasted EVs or whatever it was.
Yeah, but now
But
I feel like now those that won't happen, which is nice. And
also,
I really want to see what happens next week.
also stop using HP Electric. You don't have to give everything on your team Hidden Power Electric. You really only need it if there's a Pokemon 4 times weak to it. If you're just using it to like hit something that's only weak 2 times to it, then you can just get away with a stab move. But yeah, Sean, do you have anything else to say?
Well, Really, like the problem with Drew and his team is just his team building. It's like a bunch of random EVs and stuff. He had a Sol Vest on a Ferrothorn with 3 status moves.
Oh yeah, I
So I think
forgot
it's
about
just
that.
so it's just mainly team prep. I think once he gets team prep from Matt, if we just point him in the right direction, I think he'll do a little better. But there's still like he would have a Mon come out and it would just sort of press a random move, like it wouldn't attack, or he press like Kin Power Electric when nothing on the team like got hit by it over like a stab move the thing had. So even though I think he will do a little better with like better sets, I think there's still a core problem in like maybe just lack of experience. A lot of the moves he was clicking just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's true. Um, but yeah, so I think that's enough bashing on Drew for 1 week.
But and then I'll
Oh,
say this a bunch throughout it. But one thing is like, and I'll keep saying it, people need to use the smoke on
yeah,
calculator
they need to use the damage calc.
because
Yeah.
damage calc because
That is another thing. I was talking to Drew for a while after this match, and one of the things he said was, like I was telling him like how like about your rain sweepers, and he's like they don't do any damage. So I don't think during the battle he understood that the EV, like, you know what I mean, like what was going on. But now I think he'll be able to use his rain sweepers properly.
Also, tell
Because
him about tell him to always have rain because like there's an option in the center of the calc to turn on rain to like power up the water moves. So be sure to
oh yeah,
talk to him about that.
okay, yeah,
As
I'll
well,
let him know about that.
the whole I mean his thing like his issue with the Mega Evolution was more last week, but we'll get to my whole issue with the Mega Evolution thing in a later
Yeah.
team. But
Yeah,
so
I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah,
let's move on to number 15. Does anyone want to volunteer to go first?
I can go.
All right, Matt.
oh,
I've
we might all have
oh.
the same person. Yeah, like I've Turner
Yeah,
too.
I have Turner.
Yeah, so do I. So I guess I'll just.
Who do you have, Bren?
I also have Turner. Or shit.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
So does anyone want to like have the reasons why? Or
Sean, you can go first.
I guess I can start. For the most part, like right after
Idiot.
the match happened for most of the power ranking, I did my power ranking and I wrote everything like sentence format. So I'm basically just reading from what I have instead of like having point form and forming sentences out of that. Sort of a read from it. So the start of the match I found was neutral. Alex just went up to her resist the answers for whatever squads was had out at the time. But I think she was just always in the back seat because Squaz, his team just kept forcing her to switch out, and basically like she'd switch out and then click the move them on in front of her, but Squaz always had an answer. So it's just rinse and repeat. Like Squaz would come out, force her to switch out, take damage, and whenever she had for an answer, she couldn't really touch Squaz's team. And again, like she has a sort of problem with switching out. Like she could have killed the Mamoswine with I think it was the Milk Tank,
Yeah.
but she really switched out.
that's one of the points I have. Because
Yeah.
I would have freed up Garchomp so much if
Yeah.
she just clicked Body Slam there and he stayed in. She would have
Yeah.
killed
Oh,
that
yeah,
Mammo,
that
and
Mammo
then
would've
she would have been in a
been
much
gone.
better
I
spot.
do want to
Garchomp
point
would've
out,
been-
and it might have just been like what the damage calc was saying, but she made one good play of she pressed Stone Edge on the incoming Chandelure.
Yeah, I'm
I didn't
pretty
write down
sure.
what Mon used it.
Mamoswine was in. It was Garchomp.
Yeah.
Mamoswine was in. Or no, sorry, it wasn't Garchomp. It was Entei. Because like she'd already seen that Chandelure
Oh,
was
yeah.
the answer to the
Yeah.
Entei.
Yeah, so
but-
she made a good play in that.
I like how
It took
she
a
did
while.
that.
But to
because
be fair, like the
She-
Mamoswine was also at -1 already, and like at 5% health. So like that
Also,
Stone Edge,
but-
assuming a connector was
Bren,
gonna kill.
she's been clicking like extreme speed a lot with Bandit Entei. Like the fact that she switched it up, in my opinion, was nice.
I guess, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Also,
So like I was
also-
fully expecting the E speed the way she's been playing, but
Yeah. Also,
It's nice
on the
that-
topic of the Chandelure, why, when you have a
Okay.
Miltank with thick fat, do you switch
Oh, yeah.
into a Steelix to take a Shadow Ball from a Chandelure? Like that just
No.
doesn't make sense to me.
yeah.
Like that is clear. Like that should be
like
a clear
even
Miltank
Muck
play.
was really good, and I don't know if it was running Pursuit, but that would have been also like if you were AV Pursuit, that would have been a perfect answer to
I
Chandler.
know she was AV. I don't remember if she was Pursuit. Hang on a second. I'm just gonna mute a Discord chat because it's all the shit is Like I keep getting notifications and it keeps popping up, so everyone's gonna hear that shit.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it wasn't for this group. It was for another server I'm in. Um, but yeah, so I don't really have like I don't know the switching out Miltank when she could have killed Mamo and the switching in Steelix into Chandelure were really the only big knocks I had on her. Does anyone have the stats on each of
Yeah.
the team pages? That good. I was thinking about doing that, but it was too much work. So thanks for doing that.
Oh, no worries.
But man, if you see the average stats on her team, like her average defense is over 100. That's ridiculous. And then like her
Mhm.
HP, I don't know about her special defense, but I know her average HP is over 90. Like that's
I
insane
can pull
for
it up.
bulky offense.
But like, just one thing to add is that her max base speed is 102, and then she has
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 base
At
100
100s,
speed
yeah.
mons, and it's bulky offense. But at some point, if somebody can set up with something that's faster than 102, which a lot of stuff is, you just can't really do anything.
Yeah,
Like she
I
has
can see what
bulk,
you're
but if
saying.
something sets up, she can eat like
Mhm.
half of people's teams will outspeed her team naturally.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
it's
agree with it.
95 health Brandon, 102 defense, and then 86 SPDF.
Jeez, that's some bulk.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't really have much else to say about Turner.
Um,
Do we want to move on?
I have a couple more.
Okay, go for it.
What do I have here? I have I kind of like how I don't ki I mean that Sharpedo kind of got out of hand pretty fast. I kind of like how she I mean she stacked the muck in doing so, but I mean she kind of got rid of it.
I
But
mean, to
other
be
things
yeah,
I don't
like
think
that
were mentioned yet.
that Sharpedo had
Yeah,
a really good matchup against her. So like
yeah.
it
Another thing I mentioned was it's not a knock really because most teams are, but she had like no answer to Mamo. And I think
yeah,
that's why clicking body slam with Miltank would have been so much better.
yeah,
Just because like Manaphy I think was her only Manaphy was her only like switch into it.
like
Just
I
had
guess
superpower for the
Miltank.
Miltank.
Yeah, I was gonna say like without superpower, Miltank's an okay
Yeah.
check to it.
And the last thing is this would have been a 2-0 if she had Rocky Rough Skin Garchomp, which I don't know its other abilities, but
Sand
I
I think
Veil.
it's
don't know why you wouldn't
Sandforce.
run.
No, Sand
It's
Sand
yeah,
Veil.
it's
That's it.
Sandforce, right? But
Sand Veil.
I mean,
Sand
like she
Force is
doesn't have
what
any
I get.
sand users, so I feel like
Yeah, I
not
think that was
running
just like a
rough skin.
yeah, I think that was just a mistake. I think
Yeah,
she just wasn't
because that
thinking
would
about
yeah,
it
like
right.
I said, that would have sacked the memo, and then it would have been 2-0. And I
Right.
guess every plus minus helps in this, but
Yep.
um, and like you were saying, Sean, with her defensive mindset, like I felt at some points stuff were just dying when they didn't need to.
Yeah, it's a lot of I found just switching out to match what Squaz was like attacking with,
Yeah,
but she couldn't really retaliate at all. It was just switching from thing to thing to take damage, and she never really fired back.
Yeah, there was. I
yeah,
remember there was one turn. Um. Oh no, it was on the turn when she switched Miltank out. Yeah, she just made like when that happened, Entei just took like a bunch of free damage for no reason.
yeah.
Like I don't know. There that whole play was just wrong.
I
Especially
think
when she knows that Ice Shard couldn't kill there, and it was
I think
confirmed on
she
Scar.
might not know speed.
But she saw that she outsped. Like it was very clear that she
Gets
went
outsped.
first, and it was
Oh, but I
also
think she's always thinking she gets outsped because it seems like she's always responding to what her opponent does. You know what I mean? Like if you have a Mamo like that and you have an Entei that's faster, that's just like an example, like an example or whatever. Like you feel like the Entei is faster, so it doesn't matter if the Mamo is at like 10 health, you can kill it. But I feel like she like with the Miltank, she outsped and she killed, but I think she thought that she didn't.
yeah.
And then
I don't
Mamo
know.
would kill her with Earthquake or
Yeah.
something.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
know.
I
I don't
see what you're
know.
saying.
Yeah, I don't know if I explained that right, but I just feel like she always thinks that she's gonna be outsped.
Yeah, it's like she has the kill, but at the same time she thinks that they have the kill on her. So
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I guess. Actually, hang on. I'm just gonna.
But I mean, I'm looking through my notes on her match because I have a fair amount, but um, that's pretty much it. I feel like I went over them
Yeah,
all.
I'm done talking about her as well. So
Yeah.
we can move on
Yeah.
to. Oh, hang on. If someone else wants to go to their number 14.
You can go, Ren. You can start.
All right. Well, I have Dan.
You have Dan.
Yes.
Oh, I do.
So.
Does anyone else have Dan?
no.
Oh shit! I
No.
forgot to.
Well, I have Dan as my 13, so
No,
we could
stop
talk
it.
about him.
No, you're not supposed to do that. Whatever.
Me?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Yes, I was talking about you, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, it does. It doesn't actually
All right,
matter.
no, I'll talk to
But,
I'll talk about Dan after then.
Um.
Uh,
But yeah,
so you
so
go, Ren. Why did you
first-
put him as 14?
First off, like there was some extenuating circumstances where like Dan had an emergency pop up and couldn't play or team build, so we actually had Sean build his team for him. And I mean, like always when you have just someone build your team for you, I already don't really like your chances because like
Yeah.
I think like
Like I'll add that like I personally I play a lot of like Gen 7 randoms. And so I sort of get the mindset of, okay, this is my team. Like they have this, I can win with this, and you sort of go from there. I think Dan just didn't have that experience, and so he's just sort of throwing stuff out, like, hey, I have this, I'll attack with this thing now.
yeah,
Not really knowing what it was
yeah.
for on the
I
team.
will say, though, with the Slowbro always coming into Terrakion, there's a good and a bad thing about that is that he was making doubles knowing Slowbro was coming in,
right.
which I liked.
Yeah,
And
that,
like
I was
after
gonna
the
say,
first
like,
time, he went toxic, he went switching, like he went Mimikyu and stuff. But I don't know if you added like Bolt Strike onto that Kyurem.
no, that Kyurem was
Sean?
It
really
had
special.
Shadow Ball, which was, if he was
Yeah, it had
match
Shadow
defense,
Ball,
it was a
right?
2-shot kill, and he only took
So-
like 8% from Scald.
Did it have Earth Power?
Yeah. Like the
Okay,
thing
so
basically lived
this is my
any
thing.
hit and 2-hit KO anything, and he never swapped into
So,
it. Take a
I
hit
would
and
like
then
to
get
say-
KO.
Wait,
About-
can I just say something?
Yeah,
Because
go
like
for it.
it's the negative part of it. So he kept bringing Terrakion in to beat Aggron, knowing that Slowbro was
put your
always a
thing in.
switch in, when he could have put Kyurem in the next time. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
Same,
and
like
it
he
was-
did it with Absol and Mimikyu. Like he doubled a couple times,
Oh,
but his
build 'em up.
Kyurem was basically 100% the answer to the slow burn. But
Yeah.
he doubled into like every physical attacker, which couldn't kill
It
it.
was the same thing as last match. The last match with the Amoonguss bringing in the Victini. This match he was always going Terrakion on the Aggron, knowing that Slowbro came in. When he had he had
Oh,
other
for God's
options. Like he
sakes.
could have gone Kyurem.
You know it's dumb. You can't.
So
have-
I think he has like a mindset of this one thing is the one thing that counters this one thing.
yeah.
If that makes
So
sense.
I have to say, Sean, for when you made this team, and you see that Dan's team consists of a Darmanitan, a Cobalion, and a Terrakion. That Slowbro is going to come for sure.
Yeah,
So, why did you not give him a Scald switch in, like at all?
it was Kyurem 8%, and it was a special attacker.
I don't know. Even I don't really like getting, especially on AV since it doesn't have access to Roost. I don't really like. Scald
Well,
switch
like
ins.
hindsight, yeah, I was thinking Roost was okay because like I think Roost installed out of anything. But in all honesty, like he had Kyurem, which basically swapped in and then forced something to basically like get killed because Shadow Ball into almost anything other than the DNC lived a couple of hits. But other than that, like Shadow Ball into anything killed. But he just never win it, and from there, like stuff would have been killed. Eventually, he could just like stayed in, sacked something to the Slowbro, and then just gone Kyurem and got another kill.
Yeah, I also don't
'Cause, like,
like. I also don't like how he like risked the Mega Absol, which was really important for pursuit trapping the Blacephalon.
Yeah,
But
like Pursuit,
Yeah.
not switching out, still did like 90% minimum or something. Like it does insane damage to that thing.
yeah, well, I mean, Blacephalon's frail as shit, and Absol's actually really
Yeah.
strong. So, but yeah,
But Steven did tell me it was like a Scarf Blacephalon, so like I don't know if that would have
Well, I mean, all he has to
Not
wait.
too much.
Even then,
Let me
he
see
just
my
has to.
team.
He just has to wait
Because
until.
I don't know if like flamethrower would have OHKO'd the Absol or not.
Yeah, I don't know, but like even then,
No, I don't think anything killed it.
he could have
Oh,
just like
okay, then
waited
yeah, he
until
could
a
have.
time where he was locked into Shadow Ball.
And you
'Cause
know,
then that's
like
what
the
he
Yeah.
has to
Absol
do.
also had Sucker Punch. Like it was pretty much just dark spam with superpower for an Aggron and a Weavile. But like
Yeah.
basically, like I knew I'll say my notes when we get to Dan, but basically like everything except the Dancy I knew was coming, and I basically had like answers for everything. And once that Slowbro went down, basically my Scarfers and stuff just killed everything else. But it was just that Slowbro, and he didn't play around it well.
Yeah, I think this game would have been a lot different if Kyurem came in more.
Yeah, I
Because
think
I
agree with
think
that.
Terrakion came in too much.
Um, yeah, I agree with that. That's really all the notes I have on Dan.
Okay.
But yeah,
Who is your 14? We're on 14, right?
that was my
Yeah.
14.
Yeah,
So
who's your 14, Sean?
I have Josh.
Josh? Okay.
Yeah, just because like team building itself, I think he still has a lot to do in that aspect. Like the lightning rod on the Mega absolutely should have had. It's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
just like the default static. Also like he fought Zach. Zach had a Dragonite and a Rose Raid, and the Greninja did not have Ice Beam on it. And basically, if that Greninja had Ice Beam on it, won. But it is sort of poor.
Yeah.
Poor
Actually,
team prep.
Steven was talking to me about this. He didn't have Ice Beam on Greninja when
Well, he
his
probably
opponent
hit
had
power fire or something.
No, but his opponent had a Dragonite.
Yeah.
So like
oh, you're saying like,
Like that-
Steven did this?
no, Steven was telling me this. He was like, why wasn't Ice Beam on Greninja when his opponent has a Dragonite?
That's probably like new to
You know what I mean?
Pokemon
Like-
syndrome, if I had
Yeah.
to guess.
Yeah, like Dragonite's a scary mon. When you see that, you kind of want to a couple ice moves here and there.
Yeah, for sure. But
And then
still.
also like he had like Z, I'm guessing Z Fly, but he had Supersonic Sky Strike. It
An arrow.
really only hit the Rose Raid. I think he should have had like if he was going for that, he should have did Z Stone Edge or even like Z Aqua Tail because it did a lot more damage to anything where Supersonic Sky Strike. I don't think was the right choice because he couldn't really touch the Rotom Wash, which is a very good answer to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Z5 wasn't that good. So I think the Doug Trio was Focus Sash, and the Aerodactyl came out, and he Stone
so-clicked
Edge to
Stone
get the
Edge,
kill
yeah.
on the Doug
He
Trio,
literally
which.
just had- yeah, he could
that
have
was
just
very-
anything else.
But I just have to say, like, Josh does have balls because he presses Stone Edge every time. He presses Hydro Pump every time. Presses
Yeah,
Focus
yeah,
Blast.
pretty
Like he
much.
does not care. He will hit. And I think
no,
for the
I
most
think
part
he
he
just,
has hit.
I
like
think
that.
he just assumes that it's gonna hit because that's how a game should
Yeah.
work. But unfortunately, that's just not how this game works.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
he
And I
just
think,
assumes
like,
that's how it's gonna work.
I think he could have won it, but again he didn't have Ice Beam. He let the Alakazam take a bunch of hits from the Dragonite Extreme Speed. He had Shockwave on the Celesteela,
Celesteela.
which I've never seen.
I've
and,
seen
like,
it. I've
really-
seen it before.
I've seen it a couple times. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, well, I mean, what? It's
Yeah,
either
but it's
that.
in,
It's
like-
either that or HP Electric. So you might as well just get Shockwave.
I guess.
'cause
But
it's more-
Yeah.
that's like for stuff that's 4 times effective. I don't think
yeah,
Zach had anything. Like
No,
I
I don't
wrote
think he
down
does.
the only thing that Shockwave hit was a Tentacruel, which you could have EQ for.
Yeah.
So
Unless
that's
he was fully
one thing.
special.
And then I encourage him to use Smogon sets because like that Celesteela, that was Shockwave. I don't think that was a really good idea at all.
Like
I don't
I
even know
don't
if he
think
had
I don't
Heavy
think it was a
Slam.
I don't think it was a good idea for that match specifically, but I think Shockwave Celesteela is legitimate.
Like
when,
if it's to
when it
fight
calls for it,
Mike with
with a
Pelipper, yeah, that's I guess that's a good idea, but not to fight Tentacruel because
Yeah, no,
honestly,
yeah,
like
for sure.
Tentacruel's naturally specially defensive. It'll do like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he took a bunch of extreme speed hits with it. And then at some point he had the Alakazam out against the Rhydon, and Psychic picked up a kill, and he went for Focus
Focus.
Blast against the Rhydon, even though Psychic killed everything.
Yeah.
So I think he was just going off, this does more damage, I'm going to use this. But he absolutely needed that Alakazam.
Yeah.
If he had this
Again,
there
like
and the
I
Rhydon
think
got
that's just
killed,
the new to Pokemon syndrome of not of just like
Like this is super effective,
this is
so I'm gonna
super
click it.
effective. I'm gonna click it, and it's always gonna hit because why wouldn't a game work like that? But
yeah.
unfortunately,
I
that's
mean,
just
and like one thing too was like the turn before he had used Psychic, I think, on the switching. So it showed on this side, Psychic definitely kills from this range.
yeah,
So
for
he
sure.
has to pay attention to chat in that aspect too. And then just one tip for like at the end, the Mudsdale walled that dying Dragonite with Toxic, and there could have been like doubles and stuff there at the end, but both were just sort of like playing the obvious play and stuff like that. Mudsdale come out and just walled that Dragonite to the end, and then a combination of Gren and the like full health Alakazam. Because I doubt, I think he used Giga Drain. The Giga Drain definitely didn't kill Alakazam. Alakazam killed with 2 Psychic.
Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, Matt, you're the only one who hasn't talked about your 14 spot. Who do you got?
Um, my 14's Alex.
Wellinga.
And I do have a good
Oh,
explanation for
frick.
this
Uh,
because it goes back multiple seasons. Um, it's just every time he plays you, Sean, it just seems like I don't know what
He,
happens.
I know
Because no,
he for this game
season
he
one,
doesn't really
Manaphy
build
got
well.
yeah, season one,
And
Manaphy got
I
a
did
6 kill
mention that
sweep.
to him. Every time I play him, I sweep him with one on Manaphy, Buzzwole, Latios.
Yeah,
It's
and
always a sweep.
that's why I put him so like low is because is that like I do like his win in week one, I do like that, but it's just I don't get it.
yeah.
Like like every time he faces you, it's just he like he die. I mean he I don't know he just something happens,
Yeah.
and he's probably gonna go up next week for sure, depending on how he plays, but.
Who's he playing? Oh, he's playing Drew.
He's playing Drew?
Yeah.
Okay. But
Well, yeah.
so Drew's gonna be testing out his new sets because I made him a team. He's gonna try that out, and I don't know. It's just that reason. It's just like it's every time he faces you, it feels like he gets his ankles broken,
Yeah.
and
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I mean,
I'm gonna
like,
chime in as well because I have him at my 13. Um, but yeah, like his literal excuse for that game was, "Oh, I figured you weren't gonna bring Mega Latios, so I didn't prep for it."
you
That's
always
not
prep for Megalodius.
that's not an excuse.
yeah, it's a Mega Latios.
That's not an excuse. I don't care what game, like in any kind of like in Pokemon draft format, saying, "Oh, I didn't prep for this, so that's why I lost to it." That's not an excuse. That is literally you not playing the game.
Yeah,
Like
To my
it just
defense, not really to Alex's, but like me and Alex play a lot of Gen 7 randoms. So for the most part, like I know how he plays. I know like when he'll make a ballsy play or if he'll set up, which he pretty much always sets up. But, like I sort of knew like that Latios play. I knew for a fact that like I had to
yeah.
call
That
mine
whole
there
toxic and
because it's
Calm
like
Mind.
okay, he sees me substituting, he's just gonna try and break it. So I'm gonna call mine here, and because he won't toxic, he's trying to break the sub, and then I'll go for the sub after he can't break it. And then I guess yeah, he didn't have roar.
Yeah,
I told him after though, like he had balloon on Heatran, he let it get broken really easily. But I'm like, wow,
yeah,
you
I
had
didn't get that
balloon
either.
on Heatran, and he's like, and I'm like, I had Zygarde with 1,000 arrows, so like I think it would have done neutral with the balloon first turn, and then it would have been super effective.
I don't think so. I think
Because I
it would have
know
just
if
been
normal
super effective
flying,
either way.
I think it's neutral just because stuff that would be like that is in the air, but it would be super effective. It's neutral always first turn. I think with balloon it would have been neutral. But I'm like, it still hits, and he's like, well, something could have had EQ, and I'm like, well, to be honest, I had HP ground on 3 things. Like, because basically once I killed Stack Attack and Heatran, I won.
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, with
Yeah,
Latios.
that breaking the like I don't get it when he had first of all Sash Eel was weird, but yeah, like when it was just a Brave Bird from a Golbat, like you could easily just go into Electros. Like that's still a resisted hit, and I mean like I don't really get why it was Focus Sash, but um, but like even then you could have Giga Drain and you could get that like not against the Golbat, but you could Giga Drain and get that health back so your Sash is back intact.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. That was weird. But yeah, was really all I have to say. Like, yeah, that's not an excuse. That's just not an excuse saying I didn't prep for it because I didn't think you'd bring it. That's just no. Sean, who's your
Yeah.
number 13? Sean?
I'll go my 13 then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
I
I've
already went over mine.
that's what I was asking.
all right.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
so
you guys
I've
heard
I
me.
have Liam as it just lags sometimes, so it's
Okay,
hard
so
to.
yeah.
You might say my
It
name
was a
and
bit
I'll just
choppy.
still skip the whole name. But yeah, I have Liam as 13th. And the first thing I want to point out is I think Liam watched the last power ranking video and really took it to heart with Aurora Veil and setting up, because I think he had Aurora Veil and then 4 of his 5 other mons were set up.
He bit the bullet, is what he did.
Yeah. He also didn't have a Mega Blastoise switch in, which was weird. But then again, like looking at his team, he really only had Chansey as an answer. But Matt, you had a really solid team to just switch into the Chansey and do whatever. So like I can see
Chansey-
why the Chansey wasn't brought.
Chansey is bad. Chansey
Yeah,
and
I was really hoping it was brought, but when I have a Lucario and like stuff like that,
It's
I don't
not
think he's
happening.
allowed to,
Mhm.
unless he runs
And then-
flamethrower or Chansey or something. But
Yeah.
Man,
then,
I have
and-
to say though, before like about the whole Chansey and Blissey being bad. So I've been watching a lot of GBA D League stuff, and on their fan docs, they actually rank Chansey in tier 3 and Blissey in tier 4. Like that's how bad they are. Like those
Yeah.
were like legitimately like they used to be tier 1 and tier 2 respectively, but they're just so
in our league, right?
no, like in GBA.
Oh shit, we have to bump him down to 2 and 3 next year.
Well, they were in tier 2 and 3 this year, and then like we could bump them down farther. Like they're just, I really hate both of those mons. I
Mhm.
also there's a few other mons I really hate, Clefable, but
But Clefable's
Yeah.
good. Clefable's good.
no, I
It's
think
really
it's
good.
I think it's actual utter trash. But that's
If you have
I've-
a Clefable
that's
with
a whole
T-Wave,
okay.
you have
That's a
I've won games.
whole different discussion. Let's just
Yeah.
Sean keep talking about
Alright,
Liam.
well, back to Liam. So and then his team in general, he had Aurora Veil to take hits, but other than that, it did not have a backbone. And it wasn't super offensive either. So basically, he'd bring something in, Matt would have an answer, and then something would be forced to take a hit because Matt's stuff was offensive. And Liam just didn't have the backbone to be switching in a bunch. For the Necrozma set, I think it was Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Moonlight, and Stored Power. That's what makes the most sense to me. And I get it, like, cause I think he saw Mad Latios, or he saw his set. He's like, "Wow, this is really good." But and Matt, you didn't have a Dark type on your team other than potential Valley Dark.
Yeah.
So I think he saw that set and was like, "Wow, it's really good." But you had a Skarmory. So basically, like he didn't get. I don't think he got it Passives either. So Skarmory could 100% always come in Whirlwind or whatever. And then not to
Yeah.
like. Also, you had the Skarmory, but also he got Toxic, and he basically clicked setup until he died. He's basically taking hits, dying to Toxic, and he's still clicking like Iron Defense. He didn't attack once, so that thing just sort of died. And then also you clicked Outrage with Salamence. And
you
then
didn't
the next
switch in-
turn he would have
He didn't switch in
the
a
next
low
turn he
Ninetales.
would have died to Outrage, and he could have swapped into Ninetales to be immune, but he just let the Necrozma die when he could have at least kept it as a sack.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I didn't remember Outrage locks you in. And then I kind of knew
Smart.
that, but then I saw Ninetales come in, and I'm like, and I got confused and like, oh shit, like I could have really misplayed there if I went 3 turns into Outrage. He would have just dropped my Salamence.
That's why you run Dragon Claw, kids.
But yeah, that was something that got kind of like scary in my end, but
Yeah, that's all I have to say for Liam.
Well, I think on your
Yeah.
end of that, Matt, I think if he did switch in the Ninetales there on the Outrage, I think you just automatically get confused. I think, like you don't get 3 turns. You won't.
you
would only
don't
get 2 turns.
you don't get confused.
it just misses and fails.
I
Yeah,
don't know if it's immune. I think it's protect that if you press Outrage and someone protects, it resets it so you're not locked in anymore. I'm not sure about if they're straight up immune.
I think if it fails, you're like you're gone. I don't know if you get confused, but like, Outrage ends.
Yeah.
From my knowledge,
All right. Let's move on to number 12. Who wants to start?
I think I'll start because
All right, let's
it'll
hear.
be the other person, like the other person that's with who played this person has already been talked about, at least for me. So I have Zach as number 12, and he played Josh. Uh, and basically, I liked Zach's team prep, but I didn't like it.
Makes
And that's
sense.
because like
That makes
he
literally
had
no
sets to
sense.
deal with. Okay, well the thing is like he had stuff to deal with a lot of Josh's stuff, but he had too much. Like he had a focus sash that drill with EQ and Sucker Punch to like basically guarantee kill the Manectric, but he way over prep for Manectric because he also had a Rhydon Roserade Rotom along with
Um,
that deck trio.
I'll go in on this because I helped Zach prep. Um, if you look at Liam's team, he also has an Arcanine. He also has
Liam's team. Do
um,
you guys mean Josh's team?
sorry, Josh. That is what I meant. Um, some guy because there was a reason. As he also has Combuskin, Arcanine, and Mega Manectric. And the whole reason for the ride on there was for to switch into stuff like Arcanine. And if he gets the opportunity, Dougie can remove them. The Rotom was for the Celesteela, not for the Mega Manectric or Arcanine stuff.
And that's the next thing I want to say is like he also his team prep like it's at least looking at the team, not looking at his like the full 11 months he has. But he had basically 4 answers from Nectric, and then he only had Rotom for Celesteela, and then he really had no answers for Gren. Like if Gren was Life Orb or something, stuff would have just been dropping here and there.
Yeah, I think Roserade was his Gren answer.
Because yeah, it was max
That's
HP,
not a
max special defense,
man.
right?
That is not a Gren answer. If that Greninja has Ice Beam, like straight up.
Yeah, but I don't think he had much.
He like, and that's the thing is like
Like yeah,
I'll keep saying it. Greninja is basically my favorite Mon offensively, and like the last 2 games, like Matt, I guess you had the Colbert barrier or something on the Celebi or whatever. Like no one's really had any true answers for Greninja, and it just seems like if Josh had brought like Scarf or Specs or anything, it looks like Greninja has just been able to sweep the past couple teams.
Yeah.
So I really want like a Greninja sweep from Josh because if you saw in that game, as soon as he got the battle bond off, I yelled Satoshi Gakuga in the chat because it's like now this is hype, this thing's out and it's gonna get kills. Which I think it got maybe 2 kills or something because I think Zach sent I think he sent the Alakazam out. Yeah, he sent the Alakazam out. Didn't mega it, so the Greninja
yeah.
outsped and killed it.
That was bad.
That's
Does
yeah.
okay? Be honest, Matt. Does Zach know how Mega Evolution works?
Probably not.
Because you
I
should
tried to
definitely
Facebook
tell him.
message him like forget to Mega, and then I sent it to him. Went back to the showdown, and I saw Alakazam just drop, and I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, it was too late. And then then I looked back on the Facebook, and it said Zach just saw it as I went to relook at it, and I'm like, oh, like it was like
like
I
he
don't think
needs
he.
to. I think he needs to understand how Mega Evolution works. That you have to click the stupid button.
Yeah.
Because like otherwise, like because we clearly saw that Josh stayed in. If Zam had clicked, I mean, fuck it, he could have clicked Dazzling Gleam, and Greninja probably would have dropped because it's a Greninja. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have dropped. Focus Blast would have
dude,
killed.
are
I
you
don't know
kidding?
about
Dude,
Yeah,
are
that.
you
I think it
kidding?
energy
Are
ball. I
you
think it
kidding?
energy ball.
Yeah, Energy Ball would have dropped it too.
Greninja,
Dude,
uh,
dude, like Greninja has a what 73 special defense. Mega Alakazam's special attack stat is literally 100, more than
170.
100 points, or like close to 100 points above that. I really don't think it's surviving that. Like I really don't. Um, but
okay, it does 101 man. Okay,
yeah,
you win now. But if he had those special speed creeping EVs and his max HP, it didn't kill.
oh shut up. Who the hell runs max HP fucking Greninja?
How
That's
can you run max HP Greninja if you're running max special attack
yeah,
and
exactly. And
can't speed creep anything?
that's
You
dumb.
speed creep by 4 EVs.
Oh, true.
I mean, sure.
So people can't out speed creep a no speed Greninja.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's a thing that comes to games. Matt,
Yeah.
who's your number 12?
My number 12,
Yeah.
I have Josh. It was
Okay.
kind of talked about
I also
already.
have Josh at number 12.
Josh number 12.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see what I wrote about him. Because it was that same game, and I know you talked about him already, Sean, but
Yeah.
um, I feel like my big points, well, other than him being 0-2, which kind of like pushes you down the ladder a bit, just because like there's no wins there, but he was risking like the misses, like you said, like he just assumes he's gonna hit everything. Um, the no ice beam on Greninja, and the whole risking the Greninja on the Mega Alakazam. Like if he got that Mega Alakazam up, and I guess yeah, if he had the Lightning Rod Manectric, it would have been a different game. If he
To be
Zach
fair,
clicked,
the Manectric was dead anyways because like he still would have been EQ into Sucker Punch and killed either way. So like
yeah,
that damage didn't matter.
okay, yeah, but it wouldn't have allowed him a free switch. Oh, I guess he would have clicked Thunder on the or Thunderbolt on the Dougie switch in, but the risking the Greninja when it was such a big threat to Zach's team, that kind
Hmm.
of that kind of scared me because Mega that was an easy Mega Alakazam just click and kill.
Yeah,
Like I wonder if he thought just because it was a dark type, he thought he could live it, but um, especially when you have a Celesteela, I'm pretty sure Celesteela was still alive at that
Yeah,
point.
so I think the Baroto might have been dead by then too.
Yeah,
Um,
because
but
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure you had a free Celesteela switching at that point. Oh yeah, it was yeah, because Mega Alakazam died turn 9, and he still had a Celesteela. It looks like the Celesteela was at full health. I think it was at full health.
yeah, I don't really have much to say about Josh. Yeah, like just everything we've already said. Like no lightning rod on main meant that he just gave up Manectric for literally nothing on the Doug trio. Uh, like clicking the psychic instead of risking the fuckus blast miss. And then the no ice beam on the Gren, obviously. Like those are the big ones. But honestly, like I think it was just like those small mistakes. I think like a bunch of the other stuff. Like I think Josh is actually doing well. Like he's definitely doing. I think he's definitely doing the best out of all of the 0-2 teams so far. Like by far.
Yeah, there's four of them. Yeah,
Yeah. Like
yeah,
and
I'll agree to that.
honestly, like the only reason I have him above like Wylinga, who is 1-1, is because like just because Wylinga's excuse is garbage, and that's not a real excuse. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. So we can move on to number 11.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Because the only person that hasn't talked about this is you, Brandon, but I have Zach as number 11,
I have Zach
and
as number 11 as well.
you do nice. And my main reasoning really was it came down to like he won against Josh, so that's why I put him above Josh.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
but the reason he wasn't higher than some other coaches, in my opinion, was because that whole even I was talking to him after the match, and um that whole Dragonite um Mudsdale Dragonite Celesteela was kind of misplayed on his end.
Yeah,
His words were he butchered Dragonite because like he could have DD'd up
yeah,
on the
Gren,
Dragonite
on the Gren,
and
yeah.
then no, yeah, he could
Like when
maybe not on the Greninja, but
Gren clicked U-turn though. Like he was at max HP,
no,
and
yeah,
Gren clicked
no. I'm
U-turn,
saying
and he
after
hit.
that, after that, he
Oh,
clicks
okay.
Inferno Overdrive. What he could have done is he could have just started Dragon Dancing because if he started Dragon Dancing at that point,
Yeah, he had not
he could have
like.
gotten really high and like just to see what Josh wanted to do.
Yeah, he had.
Because I'm pretty sure a +1 Inferno Overdrive O code the Celesteela,
I'm pretty
or
sure you're
did it
right.
did enough that a Fire Punch would have killed it after. Because now after that he's gonna switch into Mudsdale. That Celesteela would have been really low, and I think like it was just that whole Dragonite play, and then not having Rose Raid come into the Greninja earlier. I feel like he sacked a lot to Greninja, which is more, and that's why I put him lower. But like, I still think he did okay. Like he did pretty good.
Yeah,
I just, I
I
just,
have to say like
I just
for
wish he'd played the Rose Raid and the Dragonite better.
yeah for being a new coach, I think like Zach definitely he clicked the Z move at the right time. It was just the circumstances leading up to the Z move weren't really like how weren't really ideal. Like he definitely he understood that this Z move is to break Celesteela, whereas I think a lot of new coaches would get into the mindset of I just have this big ass move that I can click whenever I want. But no,
Hmm.
the Z Inferno Overdrive was this is very clearly for Celesteela. And he
That was something I stressed to him before he started. I'm like, okay, so I like here's your team. Like know that each piece is like chess. Like you need to know what's gonna kill what. And I told him because if you lose Dragonite and Rotom, you can't touch the Celesteela. So stuff like that. So make sure one of those two stay alive as long as that Celesteela is alive. Celesteela dies, and you can kill other stuff.
true.
You can you can let him die, but
Man,
I do like how he played that.
had
How
he
he
dragon
kept what he needed alive.
had he dragon
Or
danced in
try
front
to.
of the Gren, I think that I don't know if it would have been game, but it would have been close. Especially
Yeah.
now with the knowledge that the Gren didn't have Ice Beam. If
Yeah,
that
and
thing got
I'm
to
sure he would have lived one
if
with
that thing got to
multi-scale.
+1,
I
yeah,
feel like
with multi skill it would have lived the turn to set up, and then I guess it would have come down to whatever extreme speed does. But
yeah,
even then, knowing that a click U turn, he could have gotten a +2, and I have a feeling that at +2 extreme speed can kill.
yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's us talking about Zach.
No, extreme speed didn't one shot
At
plus
plus
two.
one.
At +2.
It
No,
was
but
it
I
was
mean,
doing like 40%.
he had outrage though. He could have
Oh,
clicked
fuck.
outrage,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and then he could have gotten into that situation with the Mudsdale, and the Mudsdale didn't really do much to him, and they would have switched out. But he would have been able to at least threaten the Greninja, because the Greninja would have been slower if he got one or two D dances up.
Yeah. All right, Sean, you're the only one who hasn't said his number 11 yet. So who you got?
I got Dan for this. I think
Yeah.
that almost wraps up
Is this
the
because
top 11 for everyone being the same.
is this because you made
But
his
basically,
team?
I don't think Dan.
Yes, it is.
I don't want to go in on Dan this week. I know he's had stuff pop up, and then I don't want to bash him at all. So basically, he didn't really know what the team was for. He had other stuff going on,
Well,
and so I built this team, and I built it the way I would play, and I want to get some idea because I fight Steven. Steven's basically my other big team in my season, so I was building stuff. And I want to see how Steven would play around it. Basically, built the way I would play, and I think Dan just used the team, and he didn't know what was for what, and so he just went from there. And then again, the first week we saw Dan's team, it was he had Golisopod and stuff. It didn't really bring any power, so I wanted Dan to use the power he has to show what it can do. And unfortunately, he just didn't use the right stuff for that Slowbro, while the Slowbro walled a bunch of the team. But the Absol pursued a bluff Blacephalon and killed it. It did massive damage to Slowbro with knockoff. Once Slowbro was gone, Scarfed Arm and Terrakion basically it killed anything. Kieran Black with the Assault Vest lived any hit easy and two-shot anything. And again, the problem was the Slowbro walling the team, and Dan kept switching and everything but Kieran into Scalds. So that was the big problem there. And then also in the end, against the DNC, he hidden powered fighting for 14 percent when Earth Power did around 35 to 40, I think. So again, I'll reiterate it. People need to have that damage calc open if you're newer, and you need to be the hidden power fighting. Even if he swapped in Weavile on Earth Power, it still was taking massive damage and doing maybe 40% at most back. So it was always an Earth Power there.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think it was just a calm. I kept him up just because it was a tough week for him, and I don't want to judge him off this game because it wasn't really him playing. If you know what I mean. So
yeah, considering he got busy, and then it was also a team you made, and again, like I said before, already when someone else fully makes your team, I feel you're at a disadvantage because
yeah. So I pretty much just kept him where I kept him last week.
I countered you, dropped him down one. Which isn't
I moved people up, so that's why he might have dropped down.
Oh fuck! Hang on,
Yeah.
I might have been.
I kept
no,
him
I looked at
above.
the wrong.
No, I have.
People.
Hang
I
on.
have it. You marked him down one too. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's because I think Mike shot up.
Yeah.
Hang on. Am I just an idiot? No, yeah, you definitely moved him down one. I'm just an idiot. Okay. Speaking of me being an idiot, uh, my number 10 is
I see
me.
where he's
Oh,
going with this.
My
you have
number
yourself a
10
10?
is me. Oh shit. Yeah. That match was not my. That was not the highlight of my draft league career. I am willing to admit. Um, yeah. First, for those of you who don't know, or didn't see the chat, um, yeah, Rocky Helmet just isn't in the Showdown calculator database. I don't know why, because it's not like it's just a random ass item. Like it's a very popular item. So when I saw that his Azumarill clicked knockoff on my Slowking, I looked at the band damage, and it said the damage I saw that it was like pretty much max roll adamant band. So I was like, okay, he's locked into knockoff. I'm gonna go into pincer because I can take one, and then I can afford to set up because after Mega Evolution it's doing even less and it still can't kill. And yeah, then he went for belly drum when I switched in pincer because I was actually calcing what knockoff did to a no item slow king because Rocky Helmet's not in the database. So that was fun. But that's just not where the choke was though. That was just that was me making the correct play with the information given to me, and that was just me ignoring some information. But the choke was me switching in Fortress, and yeah, that was bad. Um, because I just completely forgot about Sturdy because I'm just an idiot. And yeah, that's what led to me losing that. However, I will say, um, I stand by me bringing Nasty Bat. That set
I
actually,
put in work, yeah.
yeah, that set actually wrecked Jordan's team. Like not just the 6 he brought either. Like I honestly think Nasty Bat is puts in legit work against
If
Jordan's
that
team.
wasn't Scarfictini, and if you
It's
would
straight
have
6-0'd. It's
just
straight
swept
6
that
0'd.
game, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So I stand by the
that was a
bring of
good part of scouting for that Scarficini though.
yeah. I stand by the Nasty Bat bring, but yeah, the rest of that game was not my not my best showing. I was pretty mad at myself for pretty much the whole next day. Yeah, that's enough bashing on
I've had
me.
those matches though,
Unless
yeah,
that's enough bashing on me,
it
unless you
happens.
two have me at number 10 as well.
No, you're a little bit more up there.
All right,
Yeah, I put you a
Sean,
bit higher.
Sean, who do you have at number 10?
Yeah, Sean.
I have Javin.
Interesting.
Ooh,
I for the most part everyone from Javin and above. I feel played really have been playing well.
He
So,
won,
you
and
know-
you moved him down.
that's his mic.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
I'm pretty
I
sure Mike
guess,
got
yeah.
shut up because of this game.
yeah,
guess.
because basically everyone from here on out I thought played well. It's just like people won, even though some people lost. They're still way above. Brand, you're still above him. But it's just because Javin played Drew, and we saw that Drew still really struggling with sets and stuff. And so even though Javin won, it was still just a game handed to him. So what other people basically shot up Javin because yeah he won, but he won against basically someone who handed him the win.
Yeah.
So that's sort of why he didn't move up at all. It's basically he was handed a win, so I don't really have an excuse of putting him up there.
Yeah. The one thing I'm curious about his squad, I mean, I guess I'll talk about him when I get to him. I was just confused as to why he had Ice Punch over Thunder Punch on his Mega Metacham when both of them hit the tornadoes for super effective damage, and it was still neutral on the Kingdra, and then then it was also super
Ice Punch is
E
neutral on
against...
Kingdra.
Yeah, I know. So both of them are neutral on Kingdra, but then you
Okay.
just have Ice Punch for to hit the Kabutops and the Politoed, which both resist it. Where you could have Thunder Punch and it just seemed better. Thunder Punch seemed better, but I also didn't really look at Drew's whole team in case. I guess Drew does have the Sand Core as well of Hippo.
Yeah.
Hippo
Maybe he just
Extra.
won the freeze chance.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
Never
kind of
underestimate the
that's
freeze
kind of
chance.
cheesing it, but whatever. Anyways, Matt, who do you have for your number 10?
my 10 is I have Liam.
Okay.
And having played him this week, he's probably one of my the ones I know more about. But I feel like some key points that were already brought up was Krasma setting up. I feel like that kind of I don't know. I feel like that was kind of like I kind of get it, but at the same time, like once it was toxic, then he continued to set up, and it was just like I don't know. I feel like he kind of threw Necrozma away a little bit that match,
Yeah, I
and I feel
agree.
like once Blastoise lived the Poisonium Z, which I mean I specifically EV'd, so it lived a Sludge Wave and then a Poisonium Z from or two like so it could live 2 hits. Like it was my switch into Salazzle. Once that happened, he kind of threw away Executor. I mean,
Yeah,
I
he
guess
straight up threw away
I there wasn't,
Executor. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna
but like
I'm gonna chime in as well sometimes because Liam's my number 9. So
oh, okay, because like he might have just been banking on me not having Ice Beam, but I mean, when you have the team he has, like I brought Ice Beam, and it just kind of like that kind of got thrown away too. Do you like how he kind of almost brought the game back with Mega Glade? That team is definitely a scary team to fight,
yeah,
and I feel like Liam
I think if
is
he had
doing well with
Drain
it.
Punch instead of like had he clicked Drain Punch instead of Zen Headbutt, I think it would have been a lot closer.
Bit closer,
As well
yeah,
as Bulk Up instead of SD. Like I honestly think
yeah, maybe,
like especially with like a league like this where we have a lot of like either A new coaches or B people who don't play outside of like this specific league. Um, Mega Gallade, you want to bulk out, like you want to use bulk up instead of SD on it for the most part. Its attack stat is like already massive enough that at +1 it's going to be doing the damage you need.
yeah, I'll agree with
And
that.
also
And
like
that's why I kind of put him at
unless
the
basically
spot.
you're facing Steven's Mega Aggron, like Drain Punch is going to get the job done as well, like instead of close
Yeah.
combat. Or unless you're just facing like
Oh, okay.
a
Yeah.
ridiculously fat thing. Like you know what I mean? Like Drain Punch is
Yeah.
just better because like it's getting the necessary damage and then you're also gaining health back in the process. Like I just think Drain Punch on Mega Gallade serves it better than like I think bulk up
Yeah.
Drain Punch on Mega Gallade is better than SD and CC. I think it's just better.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, like I feel like the reason he's not higher is just because I feel like some other coaches had like I mean he lost this week, but I mean some other coaches just had better performances this week. But overall, like when I was playing him, like I didn't. No point did I feel like safe during the match. I feel like I felt like it was a well played match, and it just came down to I feel like I just had a couple extra checks, a couple like team building stuff that helped me. Like, I feel like I some of my team beat him at preview. I feel like it was just kind of like I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that
stop because I don't really know what I'm saying right now, but like
nice.
that's kind of why he didn't really get higher, I guess. But I do feel
Yeah,
like he played all right.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, he definitely threw away the Executor though. Like that didn't really
Yeah,
make a lot of sense. He should have just gone into something faster to just kill it, especially when you're at 1%.
yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
there's
Like if
no
he brought
point.
in nine tails.
Yeah, even just to set up the like if you set up Auroraville and then like Hail takes it out. That's even that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyways,
'Cause then even if I killed him, yeah, even if I killed him, then would have been behind something with an Auroraville.
yeah, and then like again, like Sean stated earlier, like him biting the bullet with trying to set up with Necrozma after it was toxic, and like
Yeah.
he tried setting up with it too early, when like the whole point of Necrozma being a good setup mon is like getting rid of your opponent's fat stuff that is likely carrying toxic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have much else to say after that. So Sean, who do you have for your number 9 slot?
I got you.
Ooh, I don't blame you. I
So
don't
yeah,
blame you.
yeah. So yeah, Brandon versus Jordan. Brandon, I honestly think like most of the game you were in the driver's seat. And like Jordan's had some shaky plays like during his games, and
Yeah,
basically, yeah, you
that
saw
was
the
a big
chance to set up with
yeah, that was a
Crobat,
big
and you
drop.
set up.
Yeah, yeah. Like
So yes,
I still think like Nasty Bat, like that was like the one good thing I'd take away from that set. Like Nasty Bat, like it just proved that it puts in a lot of work against Jordan's team.
yeah. So yeah, so like you set up the Crobat because you saw you could, and it did destroy his team. His only answer was the potential Scar Victini, and like you're not gonna not set up just because he might have it. And basically, like, I think Victini, it was a roll to kill the bat too.
It was. I was basically max HP. I was like 240 invested into HP.
And
Like
HP,
it,
I
it was
think
a
you
roll.
lived then. To be
It was,
honest, I
it
think
was a
you lived
roll.
any hit.
Like he was jolly, right?
Yeah,
I think it was a roll.
But then the Aussie would have OCO'd with the
yeah.
Aquajet
So
after.
he had the backup. But yeah,
But at least you would have taken out the Victini, I guess.
I think you should have stayed in with the Crobat just because, like, I think it did its job. It set up and it basically won. I think you should have just
maybe I got a little greedy just because like I knew that like it just killed everything. It killed everything. Like once I got rid of Scarf Victini, it killed everything. So like I maybe
but
maybe
I think like
greedy
once
with
you were
but-
that set up and you saw he went Gullipede first, and it had like the flying bear, you're like, oh, maybe that's his answer to this. I think you just should have stayed in and kept going. If you killed it, whatever, it did its job for the match. And then again, like the Kelk not having Rocky helmet, it's
like
it's just a
that's-
little thing you missed.
Yeah, that's I don't know. Like I guess maybe I should have checked closer, but also like why isn't it just in there? Like to me, it just doesn't make sense.
And then
It's just not in there.
This is like the reason why you're that low. You know this because basically you misplayed hard with that, like going hard fortress, breaking the sturdy.
That was dumb.
When you could have like, I honestly think you should have sacked Golurk.
Yeah, I was thinking
most
that exact
expendable.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
and then
honestly,
go fortress,
Golurk
full
was the
switch, and then quick attack.
it was the last member
Spin
added to
blocker.
the team. Yeah, like
Yeah,
It was a spin
it was,
blocker.
it was the spin blocker if he brought the Hitmonchan.
yeah.
Because you
But,
got like a free EQ off on anything, really. If he brought a Hitmonchan, you got like
fun
pretty much a
fact:
free hit.
Jordan does not have a ground resist like at all, so that's why I was banded. I was banded Golurk for that reason.
Yeah.
But
like with Jordan's team, like I helped him with a lot of it.
I couldn't tell.
Because like, he'll give me some sets like that, and then again like Jordan. Well, I'll talk about Jordan later because I haven't mentioned him yet. But, like his sets, he had a lot of stuff to actually just straight up like sweep and beat you, and he didn't use the team to its full potential. I think if he used it more to its full potential, it would have actually been a lot closer for him to win, other than like the misplay you had.
Yeah, that was again. I was not. You guys even saw. I was not impressed with myself. I was pretty mad.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you were upset with that match.
Yeah, I was even like at work that entire day. I was just like, normally I think about Mons at work, and that sounds like an addiction, but it's not. But like, yeah, I couldn't. I was so mad at myself. Like, I was just like, for fuck's sakes, why didn't I just sack the Golurk there? Or like, I guess more specifically, why didn't I remember that Fortress had sturdy? I guess that was more specifically what it was. But yeah, Matt, who do you have for your number 9?
Okay, so I have Javin. And I like my 9 and 8 are kind of similar reasons, but I have Javin lower. His two opponents were Drew and Turner, and Drew this week, and Drew sent me his team, and like we already talked about the whole EV spread, like him not really knowing what it was. So like I feel like that game was kind of he was playing like a handicap team.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And then he did well. Like there's no knock on how he played, and there's no knock here on his team building, any of that. It's just the fact that one of his matches were against a non-EV team. Another match was against his week 1 match was a match where if his opponent calm-minded, he lost. Yeah, so right now he is 2-0. He has been playing well, but his matches haven't shown me a reason to put him higher. It's that simple. Like I don't think I have any notes on Javin that he did bad. Other than maybe sacking the Metacham to Tornadus or risking.
He didn't.
I
guess like
no,
potentially.
he would have if that Tornadus was proper sped properly.
I know what you mean.
He would have either been risking the air slash flinch, or trying to roll on the 30% that the Hurricane would miss. And I mean, like, Hurricane isn't an accurate move. Like, that's a fair way to play. So that's not even a shot.
I think the raid was up for it though.
I'll look, but I don't think it was.
I don't think it was.
No, I think it was
Oh,
just
well then.
it was clear,
Never mind.
clear skies. But yeah, like that's the only thing. That's not even a knock, but like because he still won that game. Like there's no need to make an unnecessary switch, and like that was like one of his only rain setters. So getting rid of that was definitely a good thing. But like it just comes down to his 2 games haven't shown me a reason to move him higher. So it's gonna come down to his week 3 match and how well he plays. I don't know who he faces.
He plays either Wellinga or Sean.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
know.
yeah,
I
yeah. The rain wasn't up.
forget who I play.
Willinga plays Drew, so it's Sean.
I played Javin. Week 3.
Okay, so it's gonna come down to that match to see where I put him next week.
Oh,
Because
he
right
plays
now,
Mike. Oh yeah, I mentioned this in
Squaz plays Mike week 3.
yeah, I
Then.
mentioned that in my thing when we get to that.
Yeah, because like, do you want me to? I'll just go into my 8 because
'Cause it's
we all talked
Squazin.
about 9. Yeah, and it is Squazin, and it's
Yeah,
the same
it
reason.
is squads too.
Yeah, because his 2 games were again against Drew and Turner, and the
Yeah,
reason
but like
he's
Javin
above.
and him both switch. It's just like I think you're gonna say like the reason he's above Javin is because Javin almost lost to Turner.
Yeah, Javin should have lost to Turner if Turner clicked Calm Mind. Squaz,
Man,
he
you guys
played
are
like
just
he played
shitting
well.
on the people who won this week.
Me?
Matt, you literally like Squaz won, and you literally dropped him 5 places.
Like I
No,
dropped him
I
only
moved Squaz down.
because
Oh no, I moved him down 6. Yeah,
like
I have
I
five.
dropped
five.
him too, just because like I don't think it's right to have Javin win both his games, but put him below because he almost lost to Turner. But then also have Squaz way up there because he won his 2 games, but he also fought the same 2 opponents, which are like basically almost gimmies.
Wow.
So that's why I threw him down. It's just because like he's played well, but against teams that are at the bottom of the PR.
I guess. Is that really all you guys have to say about those two?
yeah.
All right. Who do I have?
Well,
number
I
eight?
just want to add, and we touched this a tiny bit, but like next week he fights Mike, and that's a really big decider on how well he plays because I view Mike as one of the top contenders in the league.
Same. But
He won last year.
Yeah. Speaking of Mike, he's my number 8.
Great.
Yeah. Um, like he made some good plays. What did I move him up? Oh, that's a +7 increase. Jeez.
Are you including his
was-
fight against Alex, or are you
No.
just going off this?
I normally
'Cause
just go
mine
like
consists
week
of his fight against Alex.
I
and
usually
this
just
week.
go week to week. I'll be honest.
I include him in mine just because we didn't cover it last week because we made it before
Yeah,
they
I
ended
didn't
up playing
really.
the next day.
But yeah. So where the hell are my notes for him? Oh, yeah. He had good prep. Like he played well. The big thing was the toxic on the Swampert for the melodic, so that way it couldn't get burned. So that way it was like on an actual clock instead of it just having the flame orb.
I think it was more so for the crest. I don't think he was expecting Flame Orb Melodic.
Are you kidding? Man, he's a rain team. He should expect flame orb melodic. Like if everyone had a melodic, every single week he would be playing against a flame orb melodic. That's just the nature of things when you have a rain team, especially
He also
one
has
with
a
a Mega
Zygarde.
Swampert. Yeah, and a
Don't forget
Zygarde.
that.
Like yeah,
I have to note
flame orb
2
flame orb
games,
melodic is
0 Zygarde rings.
yeah. That's sketchy. That scares me for when I go against him in week 4. Because
Wait, what did you say? Sorry.
2 games, 0 Zygarde rings.
I can see why though, because like I helped Alex prep first
Hashtag
week,
new
and
toy
I can see
syndrome.
why I can see why he didn't bring it. So
I think.
But then he was facing an Electros week 1.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like
that's the
same thing. Like me and Matt both sat down and helped Mark team prep, and I don't think any of us brought the Zygarde either for the testing.
I brought it. I brought
You
it.
brought it? I didn't bring
Yeah,
it.
I brought it to like 80% of the matches.
Did you bring a standard set?
But didn't it just die though? I don't think it
I
did.
brought Banded.
Yeah, I don't expect Banded from Mike. I think if he brings it, I honestly like this might come back to bite me for when I face him. But I think Mike's just gonna stick with
He
his.
brought it last season. I'm pretty sure it's one of my favorite sets too. I'm pretty sure
He
I pointed
never
it out last
brings.
season.
He literally every single game. I scouted for this when I played him in the finals or like in the winners bracket finals. Every single game of the season, he brought Spadef Zygarde. Like max HP, max
I mean,
Spadef.
its defense is really good.
Well, yeah,
So,
no.
why
The,
not
the
go
whole
Spadef?
reason you do Spadef is because it's the only meaningful stat you can't raise. Because he literally ran
Mhm.
Spadef with sub coil, Dragon Dance, and 1,000 arrows.
I want him to run Haze for the setup mons.
Wait,
Hey,
who?
Zygarde.
So
Hayes
I have
Zygarde?
Zydog and I saw it got haste, so I might want to use that at some point.
Dumb.
That'd be
But
fun.
yeah, like honestly, like I thought Mike just played well, and like he just brought the right stuff. Especially like I don't really get why Mark didn't expect Scarf Heliolisk, especially when he has a Tapu Koko. Like I think that just makes a lot of
I
sense.
touch on that in my thing.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna get into that now because like I don't have too much to say about Mike. I thought he played well, but my number 7 is Mark. Uh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, I did the wrong thing. I really don't think like oh shit, I can't talk and type at the same time for fuck's sakes. Um, but yeah, like he was saying he didn't expect he was saying he didn't expect Scarf Heliolisk, and I really didn't think there was another Heliolisk set to bring against Mark because like he has
I mean,
uh
Life Orb Respects was fair game
yeah, but I mean like
as
when
well.
you
Like
want to
I
outspeed,
would have
but
thought
like
Life Orb over.
you have your opponent has a Tapu Koko, so he's going to be increasing your special attack stat, like especially because Tapu Koko is such like pretty much a must bring for Mark against Mike, considering all the water types he has. Like, I think Scarf Heliolisk is fine to like nuke to either like
But
nuke.
he also had Rotom Heat for the Tapu Koko, so like he had an answer. So it didn't have to be Scarf when you had like a bulky answer.
I guess. But like also like it's like the perfect mon to get ahead of like Mark's other Scarfers. Um, Specifically like the Diggersby and like the big breaker Scarfers like that. Another thing with Mark, I didn't understand why like first off,
He let
Sean,
everything take fake out when he had
he let
Melate.
everything take fake out. And there was a turn um, where Ambipom clicked U-turn onto the melodic, and he clicked Scald, and that was literally like the freest Heliolisk switch in ever. He had like a pretty free recover there, I think, in my opinion, because like if he clicks knockoff, it doesn't matter because like the melodic's already burned; it doesn't need the item. Um, the last thing I want to say about Mark was I didn't understand the switcheroo play. The Bronzong was already dead, and
Yeah,
what was left on his
and
team,
he did it on
like
the
he did it
Swampert,
on the
which was
Mega
risky.
Swampert. So yeah, if Mike didn't switch, that's literally just a turn wasted. And then on top of that,
Isn't that when
his
you switcheroo though? You switcheroo when
like I guess yeah, like
you force a switch.
it was the Whimsicott, yes, but like at the same did with what was left,
Yeah, the switcher was specifically for Bronzong
yeah,
answer to the Whimsicott, which it was dead by then.
yeah, and what was left was the Rotom Heat, which is what he ended up like giving the choice specs to, which is not a great thing to give choice specs to. Heliolisk isn't a great thing to give choice specs to, especially not under terrain. What else was he had the Crawdaunt was the only other thing that I could kind of see, and then what
But
was
that was not switching into a Whimsicott.
no, it wasn't. Um,
Yeah, he should have clicked like energy ball or something there instead of switcheroo, because it would have killed the Bronzong either way.
well, the Bronzong was already dead. It doesn't matter. um, and then I don't remember what the last Pokemon. Oh, the Ambipom, which I mean, I guess, but I don't know. And also at the same time, he didn't know that the Heliolisk was scarfed. Because Heliolisk is one of his Z users. That could have just as easily been like a Z crystal, and then again with same thing with the Mega Swampert. That's just a wasted turn.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the switcheroo play, but I still have him up here because I think Mark's win in week 1 was more impressive than Mike's win this week, in my honest opinion. So that's why I have Mark still above Mike. Um,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, Matt, who do you have for number 7?
They'll go into like that exact point. I have you of number 7.
Okay.
I had you. To be fair, I had you lower, but I think that your win last week kept you up there. Like, there's not really much to say. Like the elephant in the room being sturdy, sturdy fortress. What was it? The like the rocky helmet. Like, do you like it just came like yeah, because I had you pretty high last week.
Yeah,
I had
you
I had
me
you
at
fourth, and then I did. It was just that like. I mean, there's not much to talk about. Like, it's just everything we've already mentioned.
Yeah.
You could have You could have gotten rid of that Azu and then still had like 3 or 4 mons
Yeah.
left.
To be fair, I still did have a way in past that because Aquajet was still a roll to kill, and then plus I could have
To kill
gotten
what?
to kill Mega Pinsir. Aquajet was a roll,
Oh, okay.
and plus I could have gotten the crit on the quick attack. So it was either I crit quick attack or
Or he doesn't get the roll, yeah.
two quick attacks and I live the Aquajet roll. So like there was still a
No, but
chance.
you
It
had
was just
such a safe.
yeah.
And
I
to be
threw away
fair,
the
if he
safe
had
one.
if he had waterfall and he flinched you, Fortress, the game was over anyways.
Well, I mean,
But
he
I don't
probably would have
think
just
he
had
had waterfall if he
liquidation.
clicked play
He
rough.
had belly drum, aquajet, and play rough.
Okay, yeah. So then, yeah, there that Fortress being at 100% would have been, um, yeah. I mean, like, yeah. I'm not really gonna say much just because
It's everything
you
we've
already
already said.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, and you already know. Like I could tell, I've had this game season 2 versus Liam, where it's just like it just comes where everything just doesn't go together, and then you're just like angry at yourself, like, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that, and then
Yeah, for sure.
um, yeah. Have you said Sean's?
No, Sean, who's your number 7?
I got Alex Willinga.
Ooh,
Okay.
And again, like him and Mike both through PR is going to be a combination of week 1 and week 2, just because I feel like even though it's week 2 and like we sort of skipped him out, that match did happen, did count, and we saw what they can play like. So like I'm going to talk about Alex versus Mike. I think Alex played really well. He had a Scarf Bulu in the back, and basically, like Mike kept throwing out his answers to Scarf Bulu. So even though Alex's stuff was sort of dying, getting weak, Mike's only answers to the Bulu were getting weak, and basically that was his win condition. He weakened what he needed to, and he swept with Bulu. He had a game plan he stuck to. So, like that was good on him. And then and I put him down. Like I thought that game would have put him up, but me versus him, I put him down a bit, not too much, because really the only bad thing I have to say was that he didn't have the prep. But other than that, like he didn't have the prep to stop my Lottie. But during the game, I felt like he didn't really misplay or anything. I had him on to beat his team, and it beat his team.
I guess. Still not a legit excuse.
the reason I ranked him lower because it kind of catches on some of the stuff you talked about is that you mentioned that Mike was throwing away his Bulu answers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean I feel like that was more like a misplay on Mike's end.
Yeah.
Like the whole like because that Garbodor just I think that flat out walled the Bulu. I feel like
Yeah.
when I saw that Garbodor, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like it's defensive, it's gonna take some hits from the Bulu, and then that went down. I think the Bronzong went down too. And a couple things like the key things he just kept throwing out into wrong situations.
Yeah, and then in the end, like Bulu just won.
Yeah, and that's why I ranked Alex lower was because I didn't think it was like he matched you know what I mean like masterfully played his way into a Bulu win.
I
It was
just
more
looking at his games he played, I don't think he misplayed or anything. Like,
no,
he knew what he
I
was
agree with
doing.
that. The only misplay I could see was him shrugging off Megalodios.
Yeah, and then like one thing I thought he could have done, I don't know his Araquanid set, but if he saw the sub, I think if he went hard into Araquanid, he could have at least broke my sub and not let me set up anymore because it was living like after one command, it was living the stored power. Either that or if he had Scarf Buzzle, which it wasn't, he could have gone to that. But I think after he saw that sub, I think he should have just gone hard Araquanid and pressed Leech Life. And just kept doing it until like I either couldn't set up or like I just killed it, but my Latios was weakened.
Yeah, similar to how Mark did it last week.
Yeah.
Where you just keep hitting it with physical attacks until it just can't take it just can't take another hit.
Yeah, so that's what I have for Alex from 7.
All right. Who wants to go first for number 6?
I'll go in. I'll go into my 6 if you want.
Who you got?
I put Mike, and like I think he did really well this week. But the reason I didn't put him higher was again last week. Like Sean was talking about Alex. I feel like he had good control of that game, but it was early, and then as the game went on, he was like losing control by getting rid of things he needed, and it just came down to like he got rid of the wrong things to sack, and then but this week I feel like he played well, and I don't know if this was planned, but I really like the Ambipom set because he had Swampert and a Zygarde and a Keldeo. Those three mons are like Registeel, like fodder, like Registeel's fodder to it. So the fact that Mark's only Ambipom really switching was weak to
Yeah,
so
it's like
many.
scared out of not coming.
Yeah, it was scared out of not coming. So if it was Silk Scarf Ambipom, I think Mark said it was Adamant Silk Scarf. Like it was a really crafted team in that sense, and I really appreciated that, and that's why he jumped from like I had him pretty low last week, and then I jumped him higher. But yeah, like I don't know. I feel like there wasn't really. I don't think he made the same mistakes he did week one. I think this was like a getting more used to his team. So I'm sure if in the coming weeks he's probably going to shoot up higher if like this trend continues.
Yeah. Sean, do you want to go? Oops. Shit.
Yeah. So number 6, I have Mark. So this week we had Mark versus Mike. And then I think this past game, Mark just he let stuff take damage for no reason. Like that top and Coco turn 150% on a fake out when he just could have gone Melodic and got the Flame Orb off. Like he just he let stuff take damage. And then I think all the testing we did we ever beat Mark?
I beat him once.
You beat him once, okay.
My last game.
But basically, we were spamming him with sort of the same sets and the same mons, and I think Mark got used to that. And so, like we saw with the Cresselia and the Crawdaunt, he saw that I think he ran Life Orb. The knockoff didn't kill, and he could Moon Blast twice because he had sped. He did that, and of course, it was choice band.
Well, he would have died to the Aqua Jet, I think, but
yeah. But like he sort of played like he was facing us with our team prep, not thinking that Mike could have different stuff. But like, and I think Mark, you played him a lot more, and I think he went towards you because like when I tested against Mark, I brought the Toxic Swampert, I brought the Bulky Rotom, I brought the Choice Band Crawdon, I brought the Fake Out Ambipom, and I had a Shuka Bronzong with I think Gyroball, like Brandon, you fought in your GPC match. Like I brought that set. Yeah. And it did really well. It's just I couldn't break through some of Mark's stuff.
That is literally.
And I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, I used that against Mark, and I showed like these are the ideal sets, and Mike brought like 4 to 5 of the stuff I showed Mark, and I think after facing you, Matt, for so long, he just got adjusted to the stuff you brought.
I will say that's why I don't do
like
battles anymore. Mock battles, because the only time I'll do a mock battle is if I want to see specific things. I'm like, okay, can this team handle this mon? What happens is I go into the match thinking that what I faced in the prep is going to be what I'm facing now, and until I learn not to do that, that's something I'm getting rid of. So if the mocks hurt him, that kind of sucks because like he was like crushing us.
I think if this was a more competitive league, I think Mox would be better. Just because, like, then everyone would be, like, in the right mindset of instead of what would I bring against him. Like, they would think, like, just what's the best team to bring against this person, not what would I personally do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think if this
like, all right. But yeah, like, and then I think Mark had, he's playing okay at the start, but at some point, Mike just took full control of the game. Just fake out, U-turn, volt switch, fake out, U-turn, volt switch. That was the rest of the game, and Mark couldn't really do anything.
Yeah.
And then,
I feel like he panicked a little, and then that panic led to just everything taking chip because that fake out was like neutral to everything.
And then to go back to that, not knowing it was Scarfio list, like stuff people should do is at the start of the match, you should look at your team, and you should see like what beats me, can this be Scarf, stuff like that. And if you look at Mike's team, there's 2 things that would have been Scarf, either the Rotom or the Heliolisk, or sometimes both. But right at the start, the It was like a thunderbolt into U-turn from the Tapu Koko. Showed Mark that Rotom was max HP, max Def. And so basically that eliminates that, and it's a really good heal list with Scarf. And then it sort of even confirmed it. The Whimsicott took a Volt Switch from Heelless. We didn't see Specs, we didn't see Light Board, we just saw nothing. So it was really late in the match, so really knowing it then didn't matter. But it was still like huge signs that, hey, that's a Scarf Heelless, and Mark still didn't know until the very end when the Tapu Koko died.
Yeah. Because it's safe to assume that you're probably going to be facing one Scarf for every match.
Yeah.
Like,
and knowing
that's
Mark,
good
like, Mark likes to bring two Scarfers against me. So when I fought him, like, I sort of saw that Kyurem come out after him, like, this is Scarf 2, and then, of course, it was. So you really have to keep in mind, like, hey, this is probably Scarf from their team. I have to keep an eye out for that.
Mhm.
That's all I have to say for Mark.
All right, cool. I'll go into. I'm the only one who hasn't said number 6 yet. And my 6 is Sean.
Ooh.
Yeah, like again, like with your match last week, like you still played well there. You still played well again this week. There wasn't really much other than Sean showing why Megalodis should be banned in Draft League because they're just too bulky after a Calm Mind. Were you Fizdef by chance, or were you max speed, max HP?
I was max HP and then enough speed to creep a max speed Buzzwole. Because like I didn't care about Regigigas, and then the rest was in defense.
True.
I
Yeah,
no special
there's
attack
that big ass. I forgot there was that big ass speed gap.
Yeah, so basically I had the speed to do that, which wasn't that much, like half a bar.
Yeah.
But then I was like a bold max HP, like half defense, and it was basically like I loved to hit from Scarf Buzzwole. So that was the big thing.
Yeah. But yeah, like I think. So yeah, you definitely showed like Latios or Megalodios, like they do not belong in this league. I personally think they're too good. I think you guys will see later on this season. Like I guess I know you dropped.
I dropped
you
mine.
dropped
Good thing you
yours,
dropped it.
but-
'cause,
Preferably, I don't like
I'm under
it.
the ban it now
But yeah.
after that match.
Like there was nothing really bad I had to say about you, and like the only reason you're not higher is because you have a loss, like just
Yeah.
straight up.
Like I'll go more into my game versus Alex when I get, because I got stuff to say about like the actual match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, so we're moving on to number 5.
Can I? I'm just gonna run the washroom first, so that's right.
Okay.
Before we start
Sure.
5. Okay.
Well,
Sorry
I
to
mean,
make you edit, but
All right,
okay.
I'm gonna go get more ice for my alcoholic beverage.
I guess I'm editing this.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry, you have to wait a bunch. Oh well.
I
Someone's
put my headphones on my computer, and I came back. It's just the number 4 spammed in the Discord chat. Lucky that didn't send.
Oh. That's funny. Yeah,
I thought I said down gently, but
yeah, I'm not gonna edit this. My computer. Oh, I guess you guys is Matt back too, or is it just Sean?
I don't know. I'm back.
I'm back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not editing that because like literally I tried editing, or I guess I did edit my week 1 match and it's gonna go live tomorrow. But like literally to convert, to render, convert, and save that week 1 battle, which is only a 10-minute video, took 6 hours.
Oh my gosh.
So
It
yeah,
takes me like 3 days to upload, so I just don't upload.
yeah. So
I just
I'm
have like a
not.
backlog of videos.
Yeah. Uploading's not actually an issue. It's literally like it's just my computer's old as shit. So yeah, I'm not editing that because that like conversion is gonna be fucking ridiculous. Even when it's just like editing out that
Put
piece.
like in the video, put like a timestamp, like skip to here
That I
when
mean, like that would
when we
still
get back to
require me
talking about it or
editing it.
whatever.
That would still require me editing it.
But can't you put like a little sticky note like on the actual video, like the little red box that says like
I
skip to
mean,
this
I
time?
guess I could like a little thing.
Or
at
like
the
even the
top.
description, like put a little timestamp in the description.
I don't know how to do that, but anyways, let's go through number 5. I guess I'll go first.
I'll go to mine because
Okay,
mine's
yeah.
Sean.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and my reasoning was the reason, like, because you had a commanding win. The reason I didn't put it higher than that, like, it should have been higher, but
Basically, Laddie won, and there's nothing to stop it.
yeah, and no, and it's not that. It comes down to who you played. It's just
Yeah.
season after season, every time you play, it's always a 6-0 or a 5-0 sweep by 1-1, and
It's just because I know how Alex plays.
Yeah.
And I know I can win with certain things.
So,
And
like,
just sweep his team.
yeah, because it's gonna come back down to next week to see how it goes, but like definitely I like because I didn't had you as you didn't change
Yeah, he's
positions
even
from
according
last
to my
week. Yeah, pardon?
like yeah, you have Sean in an even position, like
Yeah,
compared,
like,
from what I have.
it was because like a lot of people dropped because a lot of people rose, but like I feel like I don't know. I feel like the fact that between the last game and this game, last game you losing because you just like had a really bad team matchup, and this week because you won because you were facing like Alex, so you just
He's like someone I'm known for being able to get him every
yeah,
time.
like that it's kind of coming as like a norm. Play him. It's just like which Mon's gonna get the 6-0 just because of how you're like. I feel like you're in his head. The same reason
Yeah.
how Alex hasn't lost to Brandon yet.
Don't even bring that up.
So like,
I still have to. It's an out of conference game, and I still have to
Yeah.
play him. Like, what the fuck?
that was like what 25% chance, but
Literally.
yeah, I really want to see your week 3 just because I want to see. I mean, you don't have Lottie, but you picked up Megazard X, and I've been waiting for someone to draft Megazard X. Every season I've considered it. I just want to see it just wreck teams.
Oh,
and
Zardex,
I can't
like-
wait. I can't wait.
I'll look at
Yeah.
my team right now because
Like-
I'm facing Javner, right?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, he has a Toxapex, so
Oh,
like
okay.
on one hand he has a
Ah.
Toxapex, on the other hand he has a Blissey, which is pure setup fodder. So
Yeah,
I mean,
and
pick
Zardex
however.
Zardex
I'm
is-
looking at my team right now. And,
Don't
I
give
won't
away
say too
secrets.
much,
Don't
but-
don't
Yeah,
give away secrets.
we know who. Like, we don't know who all in the.
I got stuff
We
covered.
don't know who watches this, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's pretty much what I have for you, Sean. Like, I really do want to put you up
Yeah.
higher. It came down to.
it's like
yeah.
it's like Javin and Squaz, like their games. It's
Yeah,
some
it's
of
the
them
same-
were
it's like the
hated,
same
and it's
kind of
like
idea.
you sort of knew the outcome before it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Zardex, like I gave this explanation about Blacephalon. Zardex is just one of those Pokemon that by itself is going to guarantee you a win. There's just one team, like in whatever league you
Mhm.
join in, there's going to be one team in this league that just cannot handle Zardex. And it's going to get like that Pokemon alone is going to guarantee you that win. It's when, in my opinion, it's when Pokemon like Megalodios and Megalodios, like there are multiple teams who literally have no answer to it. So that's when it gets broken. But since like really Zardex is only going to guarantee you one win, like that's why it's like
Especially
not
teams
really-
like where their ground is or their resists are like.
No, the
'cause,
problem
like,
is
when
there
I played Kyle season 1.
The problem is
my
like you
my
mean the
switch-ins were-
Zardex, yeah.
Yeah,
Never mind.
like for Zardex, my switch-ins were Garchomp and Rhydon. I was using like a low-tiered Pokemon trying to live hits, but I mean, and to me those matches like look for those the teams that don't really have a rock type, or if they have like a Flash Fire Pokemon, I guess, but it's gonna be like those bulky defensive Pokemon. If they don't have it, like that's you can pretty much name a win.
Yeah, for sure. Sean, who do you have for your number 5?
I have Jordan. And basically, 'cause, like, again, Jordan would be higher, like, cause he beat who do you win against the first?
Dan.
Dan.
Okay, he beat
His
Dan.
wins are Dan
But
and
then
Brandon.
he beat Brandon. Brandon was up there on my list, and like Jordan would be higher. It's a combination of a lot of his plays he's still misplaying, and that's the big thing is even though he's winning, he's still getting some big misplays in there. So like when Jordan fought Brandon, like again, you had the whole start of the game. It was all you. And then, but he belly drummed up. It was really shaky how he got that belly drum up. I think you scalded him twice and no burn.
I scalded him once. Honestly, like had I read the damage calc properly, I wouldn't have scalded again, but I would have toxicked it. Seeing that it wasn't banded, I would have been like, okay, this is 100% belly drum, and I would have put it on a timer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So again, like it was shaky how he won, but in the end he won.
Oh, yeah, a win's still a win
because he misplayed. But like he's up there because he's won both his games and he beat who was up there. So that's why I have him at number 5.
Yeah.
Even though like if I want to go in on the way he played, like he had a Calm Mind Sylveon that put in a lot of work. His Scolipede was Cobra Berry, Swords Dance, basically like also just came out and killed stuff after Swords Dance. And it's really like he would have lost had you not misplayed. But he won, and that's why he's there.
Yeah, for sure. My number 5, I have Steven. So I moved him up a bit. Shit, hang on.
One spot.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. And then this. Okay, so Steven, again, like, it's kind of the same for my thing with you, Sean. He played extremely well both games. Like, that defensive core that he used against Dan was disgusting, and a really good testament to how good Mega Aggron actually is. And yeah, and also how good just regenerator Pokemon are in general. But yeah, there was there was nothing bad I really had to say about it, about his wins. Like, he just played really well in both matches, and then this one, his defensive core was insane. Like, his Blacephalon didn't even hit the field, I'm pretty sure.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, like, it just didn't need to. Like, and again, the only reason that I don't have him a little higher is just because he only has, like, he's 1-1 instead of 2-0. Like, otherwise I'd probably put Steven higher up on the list. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. So let's move on to number 4. I would like to go first because it's my number 4 is a team we talked about, which is Jordan already. Now, it's gonna look weird because like I actually have him, like, he won and he's 2-0, but I have him moved down from his position last week. Sorry. The reason for that is because, like, I don't think he played, like, I don't see this as, like, he got worse, so he moved down.
It wasn't a deserved win.
Well, no, it's not even that. I see it as, like, he would stay in the same spot, but more people, like, did better and moved above him. So that's why, like, think of it as, like, just more people did better than he did. Even though, like, like, he would be in that third spot if there was, like, a 2-1 and then an S or whatever. But that's not how that works. But anyways, yeah, again, like, there's not too much to say. Like, I mean, he did play to his out. I mean, that's like,
yeah.
I mean, what more can you do to try to come back from behind?
He basically escaped that match by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah. Like, I mean, what else can you say, like, when he, like, was on the back foot at the start and then he still pulled out the win? Like, he played to his out and he got it. I just yeah. Again, not too much to say. The reason he's, like, and again, like, the same thing with, like, you and Steven, the reason he's above you guys is just because, like, he has 2 wins and you guys only have 1 each. But yeah, that's my number 4. Matt, who do you have at number 4?
I put Mark there. The reason I didn't, the reason I put him first overall last week was because I really liked the way he played. The reason I didn't drop him as much, because I'm pretty sure, like, I might have dropped him a little lower. It came down to, like, how well he played week 1, but it was more of he played well for missing a key piece, and that key piece was like a Registeel or something. If he had that, I feel like this game would have been a lot better in his end. But he was just missing that Ambipom switch in, and his team just slowly but surely just kept dying.
It's a weird thing to
Because
say.
like I
Amba
like
palm
I
switching.
like how he's been playing this season. I do I really do. It's just this was a game where you saw that he the pressure kind of. I feel like the pressure kind of got to him a little bit when he realized that this Ambipom was just tearing through his team, and then add that on to the fact that he didn't realize the Helios was scarfed until too late when it
I
killed
think
something.
one thing to add on to is that I think you saw when Mark was fighting EMAT testing, he was actually doing some pretty good doubles.
Yeah,
And I don't think he doubled once. Like every time that Rotom came out, Mike just kept volt switching. I think Mark should have called that and gone out to Diggersby because I'm pretty sure it outsped and it just got kills when it
yeah.
came out.
And the reason for that is probably my fault because I predicted his Diggersby switch in the mocks, and I overheated and I brought it down to 2 HP or
Mhm.
2%. So I think he was kind of in his head a little. Like he didn't want that Electros to Geek Drain his Mega Swampert like happened in week 1 kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think it was just like if I were to like if there was anything to change, it'd probably just don't mock battle. Don't get in your head. Um, like ask what do you think people are gonna bring and test. Like can this
Yeah,
team handle
I've
this?
noticed
Can
that.
this
Like,
team
yeah,
handle that? But
every time I've mocked with Mark, his first question, especially if he loses, is, "What do you think I can do to do better?" That's not really a
yeah,
valid question. Like,
because the amount of times that I lose and I'm like, oh man, this thing just wrecked my team, and then I prep a lot harder for it, and it just doesn't show up. And like that team I had before I mocked was fine, and it was like I double guessed myself, and I think that's a little what happened here. So
yeah,
I'll
like his
like I kind of
his
cut him a
his
little
question
slack for
his
that, but
question of what can I do to get better is solely based on the assumption that he's going to face this exact same team in his actual battle, and that's not going to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rare
Mhm.
where that is the case.
One thing I want to add is for actual team building, I think people need a certain mindset because, like, at least for me, when I team build, I know Brandon, you might go, okay, like this guy has this mon, and I need to check to that. I don't know if that's where you start off with team building is finding your checks,
Yeah, I try to
or if
establish.
you go,
I try to establish like the big off like my opponent's big offensive threats, and then I go to how can like my first thing is to find my checks to his team, whether they be offensive or defensive.
yeah,
But
because I want to say that like you have that mindset. I don't go, what can his team do to me? I say, what can my team do to his? So that's why you'll see in a lot of my matches, it's I have the offensive mons, and then after I've established like my big threats, then I go, okay, now I just need these things here to patch my team up. But I always go, what can I do to destroy this person's team?
yeah, that's I don't know.
I'm in like the middle. I do
Like
both, but
I think
I
that
sometimes over
yeah,
prep with
I
something.
think that's I could go more into detail about that, but that's a different video. Let's
Well,
Sean.
if we end up doing that team builder, that's one thing I want to touch on.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that after this,
Yeah,
actually. But Sean, who do you have at number 4?
I have Mike. So again, this is between week 1 and week 2. And basically, like Mike, I like again, you guys know I view him as a really solid battler. I think just week 1, Alex played really well, and Mike just let his stuff get weakened when he really shouldn't have. And then he just like when he noticed that the floor was out from under him, he had already lost because he then saw the Scarf Bulu, and he just didn't have the stuff left to deal with it. That was really the first game. And again, like this match that Mike did against Mark, this really showed what Mike can do. Like he brought a really well constructed team. And it, like honestly, it sort of reminds me of like what I would do. Like because again, like when I tested against Mark, I basically called 4 to 5 of Mike's same exact sets. And so I just viewed that as like Mike, like I look at myself, and I don't want to toot my own horn. So I know what I'm doing, and when I see Mike pretty much bring the same stuff that I bring, I go, okay, wow, like Mike really knows what he's doing too. But he even did it better than me because I couldn't beat Mark. Mike beat him, so
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'll say this match is a big reason why. I mean, other than me losing the finals with him, is why I'm kind of worried about when I play him. This is a match that this is more of like I wish Mike was in the other conference that I didn't have to face because
This is the match.
of games like this.
Yeah, this is the match you show people when they ask why are you so afraid of Mike as a battler.
Yeah, and
But
it's because he like Ampom's like his tier 3 or tier 4, and he showed why. He let thing put in so much work. Usually it's your tier 1s and 2s that are putting in the offensive work, but like he saw a way to win and won with it.
yeah. All right. Let's
Yeah,
move
so
on.
that's my Mike's number 4.
All right. Let's move on to our top 3. I would like to go first.
I
I would like to go
I was gonna
first
say I want to start.
because I want to go first because this is a team that like actually my 3 and 2 are teams that both of you have already talked about like a while ago. So it kind of bring us back onto the track. But like I have Javin at number 3. Um, yeah, I gave him a lot of flack last week about like him losing to a choke, and that's still absolutely true. He still did lose, or he won because his opponent choked. Um, but and then like again like the case because like I bashed on Squaws last week as well that he was like basically handed the win, but at the same time that was also week 1. Like the circumstances, I can't say the circumstances, but like the the yielding I guess is a lot different. Um, like these are like this is now like everyone has played more than one game, and ultimately like again like you can argue Javin also had this game handed to him, but Javin still has 2 wins, so that's why he's this high up. And again, like
Mm-hmm.
I know Javin is competent, and
Yeah.
I'm sure Squazen is also competent, and I'm thinking in these in the week 3 games they're both gonna show us that they're like why they should
Well,
like
week 3,
they
either
deserve to
Gavin
be up
goes up
here.
or I go up, and the other person goes down. So
Yeah, like those two, I think this upcoming week are gonna show us that they belong up here. I think, in my honest opinion. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say about Javin. So Matt, no, Sean. Actually, you said you wanted to go first. So who do you have
all
at
right.
number 3?
Well, I wanted to do this because it's me, and so I just wanted to talk like
Oh, is it you?
why
Sorry.
I think I did really well, and I'm
Did,
top
did you
at
say
least
it's
because
you?
basically
Sean,
this match, huh?
did you did you say you were at number 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, it must have been legs. I didn't
Yeah.
really hear you two, and all of a sudden I heard you yell. But yeah, so basically, this game, my team prep was basically Alex did not have a Tapu Lele answer. He didn't really have a Lottie answer. He didn't really have Halucha answer. And basically, like I could sweep with multiple things. All I needed was break sashes, and then one thing went to town. And if I wanted to be Lele, I had Scarf Main Zone, HP Grind to take it, Heatran, and Stack Taka. Basically, my game plan was lead a Selgor, T-Spike, or not T-Spike, just regular spikes. And then after that, it's basically they're there to stay, and then I can get the sweep underway. I have Pin Power Ground on that for a good Heatran resist, and it was his only resist for my Tapu Lele. So if I could get a nice Pin Power Ground off that. But what ended up happening was I led a Selgor, he led Arachnid, and I went, okay, Sticky Webs will not do. I didn't lead a Selgar. I led Golbat because basically on team preview, I went, I cannot let him get webs up if I want to do this sweep. So I led Golbat instead, so I could just Toxic and then spam V-Fog. So yeah, I got that out of the way. And basically the game just played out where eventually I think he went Delmise, I had Golbat out. I'm like, okay, I can wall this. I'm just going to Brave Bird here. And he basically went out to Heatran. And at that point, I went, okay, he has Heatran. Fire move maybe, so I went into the Latios, and then I saw it didn't do that much. I'm like, okay, Calm Mind up. He's not breaking my sub. He probably is Toxic, so I'll sub here, which happened. And after that, it was like he broke it on my roots because I wanted to have health first for in case of a Scarf Buzzwole. And after that, it was basically 50-50. Does he Toxic or does he go for damage just to break sub? And I got it right, and from there I won. Like, basically, that started the game. It's like I had complete control. I had the right team to sweep, and I just did what I wanted to do, and I got away with it. So,
Yeah, I guess. I personally don't think Lele is fit to sweep. I like Lele breaking better, but I mean, like especially now that you have like when you had a Latios or Mega Latios anyways, that's gonna be a setup sweeper, not really a breaker. Like I think Lele is more fit into the breaking role instead of sweeping.
But I mean, when you look at his team, his top speed mon is 79, other than Mega Beedrill, which I had stuff like Lele outsped because it was Scar, Holich outsped after Psychic Seed, and it was basically like if one just sweeper dies, the next comes out, kills the thing that was already weakened from the last sweeper, and I just continue sweeping. And that was basically the game plan was if the one sweeper dies, the next one comes out and it just continues sweeping until he's gone.
Yeah, that's what I like about that Latios Lele combo is just that, but they can do either. Like, yeah, Lele might be better at breaking, but if Latios breaks what Lele needs to break, it can just sweep from there.
I guess.
So that was basically the idea of the team was break everything after I break a sash.
So yeah, no bulk. We get it. You hate bulk. Matt, who do you have for number
I
3?
like bulk. It's just my team this season. It's just offensive stuff that I just want to match teams in with.
All right, Matt, who do you have at number 3?
Yeah, your team's like, kind of like threats you have on your team is stupid. Like, I'm happy I don't face you because of Zardex and Lele and shit like that.
All right,
But
Matt.
do you see who I have 3?
Yeah, who do you have at number 3?
Okay, so I have myself. That being said, I do think I feel like I could have put myself as number 1, but I didn't want to be that person to like do it so soon. So like next week,
Did.
I'm saying this, Brandon. If I beat you next week, I don't think there's. I'm
That's
pretty sure I'm going
understandable.
number 1.
It's
Yeah,
like if I said if Mark beat Mike, I was putting Mark number 1. But
yeah, like I feel like if I beat you next week, it's proof that I belong at number 1. But
that
I just
that loss last week's really gonna hurt my record. I'm not really liking it.
yeah.
God, I have so much
But
ground to make up.
that's why I didn't put myself higher. But like, I feel like I played well enough, and I executed my game plan pretty much exactly what I wanted. Silvally Fire and Blastoise were 2 huge part.
Matt? Someone? Can you guys hear me still? Because if you guys can hear me, I can't hear you.
oh, there, okay, came back.
Okay. Alright, so Matt, I didn't hear like any of
He
that.
cut out for like 10 seconds, like everyone did.
Is Matt still out? Matt?
I think we lost him.
No. It says he's still talking. Whatever. Matt, if you can hear us, try.
Just like type something in like the admin chat or something.
I'm not gonna check that. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna check that. Can you check that, Sean? I guess I'll probably get the notification, but yeah. Well, you know what? While we're waiting, do you want to just move on to our number 2s?
Yeah.
All right. Sean, who do you have?
Well, my number 2 is Steven. And basically because like I don't know, he saw the message. Oh, he says 1 second. Okay, so hopefully he's coming back.
Yeah, he'll probably
Oh, his internet busted. Okay. But I like because what was his first game? His first game was against you, right?
Yeah.
And like for that match,
Matt,
Yo.
can you hear us?
Yo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matt. Okay.
Okay,
I'll just
Yeah. Okay.
continue on
yeah,
with my
Sean.
thing, and then we'll go back to
Okay.
that.
When did I cut out?
Like pretty much at the
Like
beginning.
at the start. So in
Okay.
case Matt didn't hear, my number 2 is Steven. And really
Okay.
it's because like week 1, like again, like I said last week, is Brandon, you and Steven both played really well and you just came over on top. But like that game really showed that even though Steven lost, he's still a really good battler, and against other people, he could win against easy and really well. It's just we had 2 top contenders fight and one had to come out at the bottom. And like carrying that on to week 2, he got his win. And although Dan isn't really ready for this battle, it's still Steven. I like after showing that game, he's still a great battler, and he won his match this week. So that's why I have him at 2.
Fair enough. All right, Matt, let's go back to you. Let's hear your spiel about yourself.
Oh, okay. I was saying it, and then like realized no one was talking, and I'm like, wait, hello, are you guys there? And like, if I like my internet and whatever. But it was more of I guess I could have put myself two. I just didn't want to put myself one. I just feel like everything I did that like everything team prep wise that I've done paid off. Like the slurp puff was my only like iffy part, and it was more of just I wanted to have fun because like if I belly drummed on that Ninetales, which I didn't really have to do, I got the speed boost. I forced Jirachi in, and from there, because even under an Aurora Veil, Gallade wasn't living a play rough. So like I kind of forced in Jirachi, which allowed me to defog the Aurora Veil away. But I mean, it was more of I guess I could have. I think my thing was I could have belly drummed earlier with Slurpuff, which is the only thing that, in my opinion, I did wrong. And I can't remember where exactly it was, but other than that, I think it was against like the Necrozma. I'm pretty sure I like outcode his entire team. So if I belly drummed against the Necrozma instead of going Salamence, I think I just swept that game 6-0. But other than that, I feel like I executed my plans.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So Matt, we're already on you. So who do you have at number 2?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, who was your number 2?
I haven't said it yet.
Did you say it?
No, I
You
haven't
haven't said
it.
it? Okay, my 2 is I put Jordan. And it was more because like I just like how he's 2-0, well 3-0 after going 0-13 season 1. He's like he beat me the last game of season 1, and now he's 2-0. And yeah, I mean it was more of a like you can say it was kind of like happenstance how he was able to get a belly drum up and sweep your team. Like that fortress probably the whole fortress thing again, but I don't know. I feel like he's been doing really well, and I'm excited to see his next match. Which don't wait. No, I play you, and then I think I play him later.
Yeah, get
I play you week 3, and then I play him like
get
week
your
5.
popcorn out for that one, kids. When me and Matt play, Jesus.
I have to say,
Oh,
Matt's
that's
got a
gonna be
good
that's gonna be
chance.
fun.
I've been helping him,
Yeah, of course.
teaming
you
up
have.
on you.
Yeah, I know, because you never help me ever.
You never ask.
You never
What
offer.
do you mean I don't help you? I help you so much. I give you my
I
cancer.
don't know.
To be fair, Brandon,
I don't know.
I like
you team build for me. I like it when people team build with me.
Well, you never asked to sit
Anyways.
down.
Anyways.
Talk it out.
Anyways.
because I built my team, and then I sent it to Mark and Sean. I'm like, is there anything you see that could be fixed? And I did edit a couple things, like 2 or 3 of my mons. But like the original plan was kind of. But I mean, I'm excited for this match. Like,
I'm something for this match. I have to be honest. I'm not liking the matchup. I don't know. There's just something about your team, and I don't know. There's something about my team, especially the one I'm bringing. It's a little weird, but we'll see.
against me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you have it?
Not fully. It's not completely done yet. I don't know. There's something about it. I think I'll explain more so like after the match.
After the match, yeah.
Anyways, that's a different video. Do you have anything else to say about Jordan?
I just like he has 2 mons in like the top of the kill board. Both of them don't have a death. I think it's Azu and Victini total for like 11 kills, 0 deaths. Like I just like the way he's been playing so far, and like and that's why I edged him out over me, just because like I'm really excited to see how he does for the like, and hopefully he can keep this up because it's awesome.
Fair enough.
One thing I wanna add into the amount of kills is Matt in the post he didn't put Mega Latios even though it's 6-0 or
You dropped
whatever.
it. You dropped it.
Is that it though? Is that just because I dropped it? It's on the stats. Okay, that's what I thought.
Because like I could look at all those stats, but then the thing is like if you get like a plus like something and then you just drop it, it's consistently going to be in that +8 for over under slot. I don't want Pokemon that like aren't battling anymore to be like that's like someone who like has 3 face-offs and wins face-offs to put him at the top of like the 100% face-off list. Because like
I guess.
And like if it was just kills, like I would have probably kept it, but and I might add him next week for kills. But I mean, I don't think.
Well, you just add him back in if anyone ever grabs him, which there's a good chance someone saw how broken it is. Even though no one's made trades yet except me, which is weird.
I honestly thought about it for our match against Matt, but then I just kind of forgot because I was at the trailer all day yesterday.
I think I know why. I think I know why you're looking for a trade.
All right,
Because I was like,
we'll talk after the match. We'll talk after the
yeah.
match.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so my number 2, I have Squaz. After kind of ragging on him last week about him getting a victory handed to him, which he still did, and then like this week, basically getting I can't say he got another win handed to him, but
I feel Turner played well.
I think it was definitely an easier game than compared to like what he's gonna have coming up this season.
He plays Mike next week, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
No,
not checking.
oh yeah.
One plays
he
Mike
does.
and one plays Yushan.
Javin plays
but
me,
yeah,
Squaz plays Mike.
Yeah, like again, like I don't really have much like about his game specifically. The Sharpedo was very good because because I think Turner really struggles switching into that thing. And then the other thing, again, like with the Mammo thing that we talked about earlier, I was a little surprised he risked it when he needed it to get Ice Shard damage on Garchomp. But yeah, other than that, like, I think he played well.
He's a player I wouldn't want to
and
predict
again,
against.
like he played well, and again, like, I think, like, the reason he's up this high now is because like he has 2 wins over everyone else.
Doesn't he have like a high +/-2? Or no? Or is that
Something like
Javin
that.
that has the +9 or +10?
I don't know.
He's 5 and
One of them is +8, I think. Oh, then Jordan, I think, is +8
5,
too.
and he's +8. Squaz is +8.
Oh, okay.
All right. So now we're moving into our top 1. Matt, you go first because by process of elimination, me and Sean have the same first place spot.
Oh, okay. I put Steven. And the reason I put Steven was because I really think he played well week 1. And the only things I could knock on him is I felt like he just didn't have a full grip of his team. And he's the type of player that he gets that grip of his team, like, watch out, like he's gonna steamroll. And watching that game, I just felt like he had complete control. Like he looked like he was a lot more comfortable with his team. Yeah, we didn't see Blacephalon, and I feel like Blacephalon was one of the main Pokemon week 1 that I didn't think he had control over or like was comfortable with. But like he played the Mega Aggron a lot better. He played the Jolteon pretty well, even though it only got a crit and left. But and even Deontay put and then obviously the Slowbro put in a lot of work. I'm just excited to see that. Not excited because I don't want to face that, but it's looking like he's ready and he's got control of his team, and I'm worried going forward for whoever he faces.
I face him week 6.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting match.
Yeah.
My team is very not normal.
Yeah, you've got your team's looking like your season 2 team where it's just like a bunch of threats, but they don't really have synergy, but somehow they have synergy.
Yeah, because
they shouldn't have synergy, but somehow
makes sense.
You'll see when
they shouldn't, but somehow they do.
I have a very interesting team.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, that's why I put him 1, and like, the reason I put him, ahead of myself, like the 2 people here is kind of like I was kind of looking because I wanted to put myself number 1, but I'm like, and I wasn't really sure about that, but I feel Steven, just the people he's been playing, like that he put in work against you last week, Brandon, and then this week he just I don't think there's anything wrong with the way he played. He played like phenomenal.
Fair enough. All right, me and Sean, we both have Matthew Scott, aka coach of the London Lux Rays, at number 1.
I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, go for
and
it.
I'll use Brandon's logic is basically because Matt is one, like there's 4 people that are 2-0, and basically I think that your wins were most impressive over anyone because like Squazin is 2-0, but he fought like the bottom tier people. Javin's 2-0, he fought the bottom tier people. And then Jordan is also 2-0, but I say his gameplay is really shaky, and Brandon just played hugely. Like I don't think he should have won that. Meanwhile, Matt, you're 2-0, and like your wins were solid, and I don't like you played well in both of them against like opponents who actually at least sort of knew what they were doing and weren't bottom PR.
Yeah, I agree. That Silvally fire was like fucking insane. That was an insane bring against his team. Like there was no. I personally think there was no other Silvally type 2 bring, other than if you were really scared of Necrozma, maybe Silvally Dark. But yeah, that Silvally fire, like Silvally put in so much work for you this game.
Yeah, like I feel like that Silvally was the difference between a really close game, and then what happened.
Yeah,
Because I could have
like
gotten way out of hand.
yeah, his parting, like the way you just effortlessly, like you can just click parting shot without even being scared of anything that your opponent's gonna do. Just like, it makes me wish I had Silvally again, but like I was just, I don't know. When I used it, I was underwhelmed, but I was also an idiot that season. Um, but yeah, again, like the same with Sean. You're by far the team that performed the best out of like all the other 2-0 teams, so that's why you're ahead of everyone. Like straight up, there's no reason for me in my eyes to put anyone else at number one other than you.
Thank you.
All right, so unfortunately Steven didn't get into the call, but
No, he messaged me. He was like, "I won't be home. Have fun." I'm like, "Okay."
all
I don't know
right.
if that means he was home, like he was getting home like at like 8:30 or something, but
All right. Well, anyways, yeah, that was week 2 of power rankings. Again, that was I highly enjoyed it more than like. Again, like going into week 1, I didn't know how much I would enjoy it, but I really enjoyed doing this stuff. I
yeah,
think you guys do too. But yeah, so that was week 2. Again, I think I said this last time, but if I didn't, I meant to. Guys at the top, prove us right. Guys at the bottom, prove us wrong. And yeah,
yeah,
tell us your guys' power rankings if you want. And yeah, you guys can look forward to watching week 3 power rankings that'll come out next week. So yeah, any closing words from Matt or Sean?
I just want to say like it is a fun league, so like this is just more of us having fun, and like if you see something, like if you're, especially if you're like it's your first season, you're new, like all of us are agreeing on like one or two things, and you're like, okay, maybe I should, I don't know, maybe I should take a look at it. Like I hope like none of this comes off as like bashing, because I feel like it's just like at this moment, like how are the teams? I view it as how are the teams looking playoff wise, like how strong are they doing? How's the record going? And then overall, like what are the odds of making playoffs? Not like how skilled or how well they're playing. If that makes sense.
I guess so.
Yeah, and then like I want to add at least like people who like, and I talked to you guys about like I want to do like a live tour.
Mm-hmm.
But like just to add on top of that, hopefully we can get around to it because I think it will be really cool. But if like anyone is just you don't have much time or you're busy or like you really don't think you're team building that well, like feel free to ask one of us to help you at least with some ideas. Because like personally, I like team building more than I do battling. I love battling, but I love to actually like sit down and build a team and look at damages. Like I just like to, at least in theory, look to see what can be just destroyed on a team. So if there's anyone that is just wants to like sit down and be like, hey, can you help me out? Like I'm more than willing to help people out.
Yeah, for sure. Like
So
team building is half the fun of draft league. Like
yeah,
it's
Because like
literally half the fun. Literally.
and like the drafting is the other half. But
Well, I mean, like, okay, so then team building is a third of the fun, I guess.
yeah, but yeah, like even we send our teams to each other. Like when I was playing Liam last week, like I sent my team to Steven, Mark, Brandon, Sean. Like I sent it to like I'm pretty sure I would have sent it to more people if I don't know if I like I mean I could have sent it to like pretty much everyone but Liam, but it's like send your team to people, let them analyze it. More eyes are better.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, my closing words are just the same as they were before. Guys at the top, prove us right. Guys at the bottom, prove us wrong. And yeah, so that's it for this video, and we will see you guys next week for week 3 power rankings. Bye.
See.